Chapter 940. Bai Xianxian quickly walked out. Girls like her were King beautiful, and this kind of beauty did not come from makeup. For example, when they went out, the time they needed to spend was much less. When Bai Xianxian walked out and saw Lin Xian still lying on the bed, she hesitated for a moment before saying, "I need to wear my clothes." Although she was willing to be Lin Xian's lover if Lin Xian could cure her grandfather, he had to be cured first. Before that, she couldn't have any intimate relationship with Lin Xian. "Then give me a kiss and I will go wash up." Lin Xian moved his face closer. "Bai Xianxian," she pushed Lin Xian away and said indifferently, "I said before, you can do whatever you want if you can cure my grandfather." "Oh, I can really do whatever I want." Lin Xian revealed a mischievous smile. "Yes. Ha ha ha, you said it." Lin Xian laughed and walked into the bathroom. Bai Xianxian frowned. Did he think of something perverted? After the two of them changed their clothes, they walked out. "Can you give me your number? I will give you a call when the time comes," Bai Xianxian said to Lin Xian. I will give it to you. You just need to save it." After saving his number, Bai Xianxian hurriedly walked away. "Miss, why are you looking at me with admiration?" Lin Xian's lips curled up as he looked at the lady at the front desk. "Little brother, you are really amazing. You can even get such a beautiful girl for a date," the lady at the front desk said in shock. She originally thought that they were a couple last night, but that girl actually asked for his number. That meant that they were definitely not a couple, but a date. So amazing. She had only seen girls of this level on the internet. "Ha ha ha, I have great charm. Can't help it." "Then, little brother, do you want to consider me?" 800 yuan for a night. She felt that to be able to conquer a girl of this level, that thing must be amazing. Usually, she would pay 3,000 yuan for a night. Lin Xian glanced at her. She could be considered a beauty, but compared to Bai Xianxian and the others, the difference was too great. "I'm tired. Goodbye." Just as he walked out, he received a message from Ling Ying. Tomorrow, the Martial Arts Academy's entrance examination would begin. She and Han Chushue had agreed to go over today. Tomorrow is the Martial Arts Academy's assessment. I'm guessing that Xiao Ningning and the others have already gone there. Are they going to accompany Little Fairy or someone else today? During the day, Lin Xian went to accompany Linya. When the sky turned dark, Lin Xian decisively went to Ling Long Shue's place. Last night, he had been seduced by that Xiao Linglong. He had to find Xiao Linglong to do it. Ling Ying and the others had all gone to the Martial Arts Academy. Lin Xian couldn't bear to push Linya down. The only one he could push down was Ling Long Shui. Let's see if there's a chance tonight. As for the Martial Arts Academy, Wang Xintong also went to take a look. This was a place where she could improve herself. What if she really passed the assessment? "Xiao Linglong, I'm going to the Martial Arts Academy tomorrow. I can't accompany you every day," Lin Xian said to Linglong Shui with an aggrieved expression. "Yes, it's good." Linglong Shui nodded. "Damn. It's good? You think I'm annoying?" "Whoa. No. You're finally going to improve yourself," Linglong Shui said. How long had it been since Lin Xian's cultivation base improved? She knew it too well. "But I can't bear to part with you." Lin Xian leaned his head on Linglong Shui's chest. Linglong Shui nimbly dodged. "Stinky hooligan." Linglong Yue muttered unhappily. "Big sister, I'm just playing with my woman. How am I a hooligan?" Lin Xian glared at Linglong Yue. Linglong Shui sniffed with her beautiful nose. Today, Lin Xian had a new woman sent on him. I wonder how long the assessment will take. "Oh right, Xiao Linglong, can you get the supreme grade Sky Lotus seed?" Lin Xian asked. Lin Xian had some understanding of this. The Sky Lotus seed was already very rare. What was the concept of a supreme grade Sky Lotus seed? For example, the Heavenly Lotus seed was a very rare medicinal ingredient. The Heavenly Lotus seed was its ancestor. For the former, one could find 10 heavenly lotus seeds in a year. For the latter, one could find 1 heavenly lotus seed in 10 years. Therefore, Lin Xian believed that Bai Xian would not be able to find it. This was because she had very little, no matter what resources she used. Yes. Linglong Shui nodded. Lin Xian. Holy shit. The heavenly Dao realm was indeed the heavenly Dao realm. Excellent. I want it. I'll give it to you in a few days. I have to go back and pick it. All right. Thank you, Xiao Linglong. Here's a kiss. Then, Lin Xian leaned over and spat on her pink cheeks. Linglong Shui. Pui. I'm going back to my room to play games. Dragony, sleep with me tonight. Linglong Shui carried Dragony back to her room. I'm going back too. I'll play with you, You guys chat. Bing Lingyue smiled and walked back to her room. Hee, Xiao Linglong, let's go back to our room to rest too. Linglong Shui did not say anything and walked straight back to her room. An hour later, Lin Xian hugged Linglong Shui's delicate body. Unfortunately, she did not allow him to move. Lin Xian felt extremely uncomfortable from holding it in. Xiao Linglong, just once. Lin Xian hugged her fragrant body and swayed it back and forth. No, go find another girl. Linglong Shui replied. Originally, she felt that it was fine, but when she smelled the scent of another girl on Lin Xian's body, she was unhappy. Although she did not say it out loud and did not think much of it, it was Lin Xian's freedom. She did not care, but it was normal for her to be unhappy when she knew. You already have so many beautiful girls around you, why are you still going to find another one? Then we won't have sex. Can you at least help me get it out? Lin Xian whispered into Linglong Shui's ear. No. Linglong Shui said calmly. Lin Xian pulled a long face and reached out to touch Linglong Shui's lower abdomen. Baby, Daddy is so pitiful. It's not easy to come see you, but your mommy won't let me in. Linglong Shui, I just wanted to come in and see you, but your mommy refused. Hoo. You have to take responsibility for me. Sigh. If I don't come in this time, I won't be able to come in for half a year. What should I do? I miss you so much. Lin Xian began to put on an act. Linglong Shui, she really wanted to punch him. Then, she sighed slightly. Come to think of it, it made sense. After 3 months of pregnancy, one could no longer do that kind of thing. After all, she was Lin Xian's woman. She had been pregnant for more than 2 months now. He would be going to the Wushan Academy tomorrow. Then go take a shower first. Linglong Shui lay there with her back facing Lin Xian as she spoke softly. Thud. Lin Xian sat up with a thud. Chapter 941. Wow. This baby is amazing. He helped him chase Linglong Shui. Now, he had to rely on him to have sex with her. Wahahaha. I'm going to take a shower. Lin Xian then rushed into the bathroom impatiently and splashed himself with hot water before it even reached his body. Linglong Shui shrunk back slightly. Pho. After taking a shower, Lin Xian jumped onto the bed and turned off the lights. Hee, Xiao Linglong. The next morning, Lin Xian was woken up by the alarm. Lin Xian opened his eyes and pulled his hand out of Linglong Shui's clothes. Linglong Shui opened her eyes and blushed. Xiao Linglong, I went to the martial arts academy. Get lost. Linglong Shui said angrily. Cough cough. Lin Xian's face turned red and he got up. That. Lin Xian pointed to his mouth and said, There's more by your mouth. Get lost. Okay. I'll get lost. Lin Xian walked out angrily. Linglong Shui looked at Lin Xian's back and gritted her teeth. Bastard. Lin Xian rubbed his waist and walked out. No, his body was getting worse by the day. He had to cultivate faster. After washing his face, Lin Xian walked out of the house without even eating breakfast. It was normal for Linglong Shui to dislike him. Last night, when he was about to do it, he forced his tongue into Linglong Shui's mouth. Cough cough. She was so angry early in the morning. But Lin Xian felt good, hee hee. Here. Wang Xintong handed Lin Xian breakfast. How did you know I didn't eat breakfast? Lin Xian took it and took a bite. I guessed it. You woke up before 7 o'clock. You shouldn't be able to get up very early, let alone eat breakfast. Wang Xintong said softly. Good girl, give me a kiss. Lin Xian smacked his lips, making Wang Xintong blush. Let's go to the Martial Arts Academy. We can see what the Martial Arts Academy looks like. Although the Martial Arts Academy was exposed on the internet, it was only today that the real enrollment and assessment began. In other words, today was the day that outsiders could get close to the Martial Arts Academy. Therefore, today was the day that photos of the Martial Arts Academy could be exposed on the internet. Lin Xian was looking forward to it. Yes. Lin Xian drove Lin Ya's car and drove out of Lin and city with Wang Xintong. They could see that the surrounding area was filled with people heading to the Martial Arts Academy. There were more than 10 cars within sight. This was a scene that could not be seen in the demonic beast domain. Obviously, they were all heading to the Martial Arts Academy. It was enough to see how many people there were in the Martial Arts Academy. These people were all from the 5 great empires and were temporarily staying in Lin and city. The hotels in Lin and city were all fully booked. Actually, they were quite lucky the night before. There was a presidential suite left in the hotel and it was booked by Xianxian. Otherwise, they might not even have a place to stay. So many people. Wang Xintong sat in the front passenger seat and looked at the cars outside. Some people were heading towards the Martial Divinity Academy in groups. There were quite a lot of people like this. 50 kilometers was actually not far for martialists who had reached the law realm and were at least at the 5-star level. The demonic beast domain was filled with martialists at this level, so it was not dangerous. It said that the number of examinees taking part in the Martial Arts Academy's assessment is over 10,000 per day. There are a total of 7 batches, and 1 batch per day. There should be over 100,000 people in total. What do you think? Lin Xian said with a smile. The minimum is at the law realm of 5 stars. It feels really difficult. There are over 100,000 people at the law realm of 5 stars, and 20,000 people will advance. Wang Xintong felt very nervous. She felt that she had no advantage over these people at all. Actually, it's still okay to advance from 100,000 to 20,000. It's a 1 in 6 chance of advancement. At least it's not as cruel as hundreds or thousands of people advancing, Lin Xian said. But the 100,000 people are all from the younger generation of the mainland. The minimum is at the law realm of 5 stars, and they are all very strong. Lin Xian nodded. Yes, that's the most difficult part. The most important thing is to see what the Martial Arts Academy's assessment is about. That's the most important thing. Regarding the assessment, even Xiao Runing did not know about it. This was an absolutely confidential matter. However, one thing had been exposed, and it was one of the recruitment criteria of the Martial Arts Academy. One's element could not be a single ordinary element of metal, wood, water, fire, and earth. The 5 elements of metal, wood, water, fire, and earth were too common. 90% of martial artists had these 5 elements. Of course, if one was very confident in a single element, such as their fire element, and was confident that their fire element power could surpass that of a normal fire element martial artist, then one could come and try. In other words, if one's purity of a single element was above 80, then one could also come and try. This was enough to show how cruel the Martial Arts Academy's recruitment process was. Most people with a single element of metal, wood, water, fire, and earth were not even qualified. One had to be outstanding in a single element. Soon, they arrived at the Martial Arts Academy. To be precise, they could not see the academy. They could only see thousands of cars parked here, and thousands of people standing around and chatting. Lin Xian got out of the car with Wang Xintong. What kind of place was this? Currently, one could not see how many human buildings there were. It felt very natural. It was an open space, and behind it was a small forest. They drove over from a road in the forest. In front of them was God Burial Mountain. It was a very tall mountain range, not a mountain. However, when they looked up, they could not see the outline of the academy. Could it be further away? At this moment, everyone was here. In front of them was a huge sign with big words written on it. Martial Arts Academy. Chic, elegant. However, when they looked through the huge sign, they could not see the Martial Arts Academy. Logically speaking, the scale of the Martial God Academy should also be the largest. It had been built for more than 10 years, and it was built by the 3 major powers. Lin Xian felt that something was wrong. Then, he opened his eye of cave spirit. As expected, what was blocking them was an illusion. In the realm of monsters, illusions were necessary. Through the illusion, a huge and majestic academy appeared in front of them. It was indeed the largest, most beautiful, most luxurious, and most extravagant academy in Lin Xian's memory. He could not tell how big it was. This might just be the tip of the iceberg of the Martial Arts Academy. There might be another Martial Arts Academy on God Burial Mountain. Instead of calling it an academy, it was more like a small city. In Lin Xian's eyes, the walls of the Martial Arts Academy were probably 30 to 40 meters high. What did a 30 to 40 meter high wall mean? 10 stories. He could not see what was inside at all. However, Lin Xian could see many buildings inside the Martial Arts Academy. They were much taller than the walls of the 10-story building. This was the Martial Arts Academy. Chapter 942. There were a lot of people, and the surroundings were lively. Geniuses from all 5 empires had gathered here. Lin Xian looked at the time. Today was the first day of the assessment. The first batch of people would finish the assessment today, and the second batch would arrive tomorrow. The assessment would start at 8 o'clock, and it was almost 8 o'clock now. The people here were basically those who would be taking the assessment today. Lin Xian scanned the crowd. There were at least 30,000 people. Many people would choose to skip the first day of the assessment and choose the last day of the assessment. These people were actually smart. Everyone knew that the opening of the Martial Arts Academy had caused a sensation in the entire continent. Everyone couldn't wait to enter the Martial Arts Academy. Those who could make it on the first day of the assessment couldn't wait to come. Therefore, the first day of the assessment would definitely be the day with the most people. It would also be the day with the cruelest competition. So many girls. Lin Xian touched the tip of his nose. This was a gathering of geniuses from all 5 empires. Most of them were from wealthy families. Wang Xintong, old pervert. At this moment, the illusion in front of them suddenly disappeared. Everyone exclaimed in surprise. Damn! I was wondering where the Martial Arts Academy was. So it's right in front of us. This wall is probably made of special materials. I'm afraid that even a domain realm cultivator wouldn't be able to break this wall in a short period of time. The Martial Arts Academy is really generous. The most important thing is this illusion, isn't it? Amazing! The people around them exclaimed in surprise. At this moment, the huge doors of the Martial Arts Academy opened, and a group of people walked out. Murong Qing. Lin Xian. Lin Xian was also stunned when he saw Murong Qing walking in front. This girl came here without saying a word? Damn! She didn't even tell him. Damn! Behind Murong Qing were a few middle-aged men and a few old men. Most of them were young people. Lin Xian even saw a few familiar faces. Ice Capital's Su Jiming and Qin Ming were here. Sky Capital's Xiao Yun was also here. Of course, this was only a small portion of the people who had been selected. According to Xiao Runing, there were close to 500 people who had been selected. There were too many people. Whether it was Su Jiming, Qin Ming, or Xiao Yun, they were all looking for Lin Xian. In their eyes, Lin Xian was their enemy. In fact, Lin Xian's qualification. But how could he say that? Their realms were too low. Basically, none of those who had been selected were at least 5 stars of the low realm, and the lowest was at least 8 stars of the low realm. Han Chuxue and the others were not as lazy as Lin Xian. They were almost at the domain realm. Lin Xian was having all kinds of fun in Ice City, while they were desperately grinding levels. Everyone, please be quiet. The one who spoke was an old man. He should have a lot of influence in the martial arts academy. After all, this was the first day of enrollment for the martial arts academy. He was at least at the level of a teaching director. He might even be at the level of a vice principal. Thank you for coming to support the martial arts academy. In the martial arts academy, I can guarantee that as long as you are willing to improve yourselves, you will improve much more than any other academy. In the martial arts academy, there is only one word to describe it: cruel. The rules are cruel, and the competition is cruel. However, I dare say that as long as you can stay here, you will get a qualitative leap. Of course, the premise is that you are willing to endure hardships and face danger. I am one of the vice principals of the Martial Arts Academy. I am also from the Sacred Palace. My name is Luo Xiu. You can call me Vice Principal Luo in the future. Luo Xiu's gaze swept across the crowd. Since everyone is here and the time is up, let's get straight to the point. The Martial Arts Academy is the best academy in history, and it has very strict requirements for its students. You are all geniuses from various empires and cities, but geniuses are nothing in the Martial Arts Academy. What the Martial Arts Academy wants to create are monsters. Geniuses are not worth mentioning in front of monsters. In the Martial Divinity Institute, there are far more martial artists with the time and space attributes than you can imagine. Martial artists with 2 or even 3 attributes will also surpass your imagination. There might even be someone who possesses both the time and space attributes. Lin Xian was speechless. This was 2F** King exaggerated. Sure enough, there was always someone better. Some people were so smug just because they had the space attribute. Little did they know that some people had space and time attributes. Hearing Luo Xiu's words, everyone sucked in a breath of cold air. Originally, they felt satisfied with having thunder and dark attributes. Suddenly, they heard that there was no lack of martial artists with time and space attributes in the Martial Arts Academy. There were people with 3 attributes, and there were people with both time and space attributes. In an instant, they felt that they had turned from geniuses to idiots. This Martial Arts Academy was too scary. So I won't say anything else. You can weigh your options and see if you still have the courage to continue joining the Martial Arts Academy. If you are lucky enough to enter the Martial Arts Academy and become a member of the Martial Arts Academy, I hope that you will be prepared to go from being a dazzling genius to being at the bottom of the list. Alright, now we will begin the first round of the Martial Arts Academy's assessment, the Attribute Assessment. These are the instructors of the Martial Arts Academy, as well as a few geniuses that the Martial Arts Academy has already decided. Next, the Martial Arts Academy will open 20 channels, and the 20 instructors will personally assess your attributes. Metal, wood, water, fire, and earth attributes will be eliminated. Even if you have rare attributes such as wind or ice, if your attribute purity is not high, you will still be eliminated. Of course, if you have normal attributes such as metal, wood, water, fire, and earth, but your attribute purity is higher than normal martial artists, then you can still pass the first round. Then, Morong Qing and the others sat at the entrance of the Martial Arts Academy. There was a table in front of them. Now, please line up in front of the 20 instructors in an orderly manner for the first round of the attribute assessment. Then, more than 30,000 people formed a long line. What made everyone very excited was, what the F***CK? The instructors of the Martial Arts Academy were so freakish. Of course, they saw Morong Qing. Wasn't she too beautiful? These were instructors. Damn. They had to join the Martial Arts Academy even if they died. Then, an image appeared. The long line in front of Morong Qing was more than twice as long as the other 19 instructors. So, this was still an era where appearance was important. One by one, they passed the first round of the assessment. Basically, there were very few people who were eliminated in the first round. Since they were here, it proved that they had the ability and confidence. The first round was only about attributes. Since they were called geniuses, even if they only had one ordinary attribute, they would still be extraordinary. The first round of the assessment was quite fast. Although there were many people, there were 20 channels. All they had to do was reach out and release their strength to be assessed. In a short time, all they had to do was pass through the gate of the martial arts academy and enter to begin the second round of the assessment. I should be able to pass, right? Wang Xintong was a little timid. Chapter 943. Wang Xintong had an inferiority complex. She felt that she was inferior to others in many ways, and her experience made her feel that way. Therefore, she had no confidence in herself. Lin Xian said, "Nonsense. Light and water dual attributes. If you can't pass, then 90% of these tens of thousands of people will be eliminated." He. Wang Xintong stuck out her pink tongue. Lin Xian's team was relatively close to the front of the line. It took about 20 minutes for them to arrive. Of course, they were in Murong Qing's team. Murong Qing looked up at Lin Xian and Wang Xintong and pretended not to know them. Wang Xintong was very beautiful. Many people were paying attention to her. "Show me your attributes," Murong Qing said to Wang Xintong. "Okay." Then, Wang Xintong released her own element, the light element. Light attribute. The purity is quite high. Pass. You pass. Enter the martial arts academy for the second round of assessment. Murong Qing said. "Thank you, teacher." Wang Xintong glanced at Lin Xian and said, "I'll go in first." "Well, go ahead." Then Wang Xintong trotted all the way into the martial arts academy. Although she had dual attributes, there was no need to release all her attributes. If she could pass with only one attribute, why should she release her dual attributes as well? Murong Qing then looked at Lin Xian. "I say, why did you come here to be a teacher without saying anything?" Lin Xian muttered in a low voice. "I'm here to help for 2 days. I'll go back after 2 days. Don't worry. I won't let your little fairy be tired." "That's good." "Hey, don't you worry about me? I'm busy here. Can't you care about me?" "I care about you." "Wait." Murong Qing glared at Lin Xian and said, "Show me your attributes." Lin Xian shrugged, and then a surge of lightning attributes surged. Purple lightning? The people behind couldn't help but twitch their lips when they saw this scene. Sure enough, this was a place where monsters gathered. Although the lightning attribute was rare, there were still many people who possessed it. However, purple lightning had not appeared for a long time. Although the purple lightning only increased the intensity of the lightning and increased the combat strength, it didn't have any special significance. However, it had been many years since a lightning attribute purple lightning had appeared. To be honest, it would attract a lot of attention. Moreover, it would make those lightning attribute geniuses feel a great pressure. "Go in," Murong Qing said unhappily. "Teacher Murong, may I ask if you will call me to your office alone?" Lin Xian said with a smile. "I will, and I'll whip you. Hurry up and enter the second round of assessment." Lin Xian then walked into the martial arts academy with a smile. "Yo, you guys, long time no see." Lin Xian looked at Qin Ming, Su Jiming, and Xiao Yun on the other side. He, young Master Lin, long time no see. Why wasn't young Master Lin selected internally? I feel that the 3 major powers foresight is average. Young Master Lin should have been selected internally. Su Jiming smiled. He looked as if he felt unreconciled for Lin Xian, but he was actually showing off. "What are you so arrogant about? This young master was selected internally, and you are still someone who needs to go through the assessment. In essence, there is a gap between the two of us." He, it's fine. I feel that participating in the assessment is quite meaningful. That's true. However, it is said that the assessment is very cruel. It would be a pity if you don't pass. Su Jiming said. If I don't pass, I will go home and hug my wife to sleep. Su Jiming, he. Ning Ning is also one of the academy's instructors. I'm afraid she can't. Is that so? I am her boyfriend. If I tell her to go back, she won't? Lin Xian said smugly and walked in. Yes, so what if Xiao Runing is an instructor? I am her boyfriend. If I don't pass the assessment, I can still let her go home and hug her. Would you be angry? Xiao Yun's gaze also followed Lin Xian. He didn't speak to Lin Xian. However, Lin Xian was quite flustered about one thing. If Xiao Yun and Su Jiming bumped into each other, one would know that Lin Xian's girlfriend was Han Chuxue, and the other would know that it was Xiao Runing. This would be a bit awkward. When the time comes, it would definitely spread to the Han family or the Xiao family. However, it didn't matter how he said it. There were many ways to explain it. Let's go. Let's follow that Lin Xian. What? Young Master Su is still not convinced? Qin Ming said with a smile. What? This young master is just paying attention to him. What's wrong with that? Moreover, this young master wants to pursue Xin Yue. It has nothing to do with him. Su Jiming said. Young Master Su, I wanted to pursue Xin Yue first. Qin Ming said coldly. Fine, then go pursue her. This young master won't fight with you. Oh. Qin Ming raised his eyebrows. Su Jiming patted Qin Ming's shoulder and said, in this martial arts academy, the two of us have to take care of each other. There are too many talented people. If we two brothers fall out because of a woman, then wouldn't it be someone else who will be proud? Only if we work together can we shine in a place like the martial arts academy where gods gather. Moreover, Su Jiming smiled and said, don't forget that in this martial arts academy, there are many people who are not inferior to Xin Yue in terms of appearance and temperament. That's true. Qin Ming nodded. The girl who entered in front of Lin Xian just now, and the two girls named Ling Ying and Han Chuxue, who are predetermined like us, are absolutely top-notch girls. They are not bad either. Yes, that Han Chuxue is the best. Now, this young master wants to pursue her. Fine. Since young master Su has given in, then so be it. Let's go and see how Lin Xian's assessment is going. At this moment, Su Jiming's eyes suddenly fell on a person. Wait. Su Jiming looked over. What's wrong? Qin Ming also glanced over and was immediately stunned. The girl who was releasing her attributes in front of Murong Qing was so beautiful. She was on par with Ling Ying and Han Chuxue. Each had their own merits, but she was very beautiful. Weren't all men like this? When they met a beautiful girl, they would like her. Who is this girl? Su Jiming asked. This? I really don't know. Qin Ming was also stunned. To be honest, they really couldn't tell who was better when it came to beautiful girls. However, when they saw a beautiful girl and then saw a new one, it was very different. In their eyes, the instructor was really beautiful. Little you, why are you here? Murong Qing was also stunned when she saw her in front of her. I'm here to gain experience. Murong Yu said faintly. Not predetermined? I want to take the assessment. You are still the same. Murong Qing smiled. Then she released a blue light. Go over. You will definitely have no problem passing the assessment. This assessment is not worth testing for you. Murong Yu nodded slightly. Right. Murong Qing suddenly remembered something. Chapter 944. Murong Yu stopped in his tracks and looked at Murong Qing. Murong Qing said, after entering the martial arts academy, be careful of someone called Lin Xian. Is he an enemy of the Murong family? Murong Qing smiled and shook her head. No, he's a pervert. Murong Yu, I know, auntie. Murong Qing walked over and wanted to enter the martial arts academy. Hey, miss, please wait a moment. Su Jiming smiled and walked in front of her. What's the matter? Murong Yu's tone was emotionless. She was probably colder than Han Chuxue, maybe even reaching the level of Linglong Shui. And the most surprising thing about her was her pupils. This girl looked to be only 21 or 22 years old, at most 22 or 23 years old. Her body and appearance were absolutely perfect. However, what made her different from other peerless beauties was that her pupils were sky blue, and her hair was sky blue as well. It was a very light blue, and it didn't feel like it was dyed. It was a bit like the female lead in anime. To be honest, many beauties would dye their hair blue, pink, and so on. But it didn't look good when dyed. The good-looking ones were always the characters in anime. Only the female characters in anime could hold up pink, blue, white, and other colors of hair. In reality, it was really difficult to hold it up. But she was very compatible. It really wasn't dyed, just like her pupils, it was purely natural. If a girl's pupils were a different color, it would be a bonus if the girl was beautiful. For example, Bai Xian had a different color, and her. As for why it was a different color, it was said to be a genetic problem, but it wasn't. On Sky Blue Planet, having a different color was more of a physical problem, or it could be said that her pupils were born with some kind of ability. If it was a physical body, it might be a little weaker, but if it was her pupils that had some kind of ability, then it was very scary. It was said that the last person with a different color appeared a few hundred years ago. It was a girl, and her pupils had the ability to charm people. Simply put, when she released the power in her eyes, she could control hundreds of thousands of people. It was called the Heavenly Enchantment Spirit Eyes. This was the terrifying part. Hee, it's nothing. I just want to get to know you. I'm Su Jiming from Ice City. Su Jiming said with a gentlemanly smile. Yes. Morongyu nodded and walked past him, entering the Martial Soul Academy. Hee, young Master Su, this girl isn't easy to deal with. She's even colder than Han Chushue. The more a woman is like this, the more you want to conquer her. Isn't that right? Su Jiming said with interest. Moreover, look at her pupils. They are sky blue in color. They are naturally different. This woman is definitely not an ordinary person. If I can dual cultivate with such a woman, I'm afraid it will be extremely beneficial to me. Su Jiming said. That's true. Then I wish young Master Su success. Let's go and see how Lin Xian is doing. Then they walked into the Martial Arts Academy. Lin Xian couldn't help but exclaim as soon as he entered the Martial Arts Academy. Isn't this 2F** King luxurious? Is this an academy? Tall buildings. These were probably classrooms. However, the Martial Arts Academy was probably different. He would only know the specifics after he entered. The second round of assessment had already begun. Lin Xian didn't know what the assessment was about. There was a long queue. It was similar to the first round of assessment. There were many instructors inspecting the students. Lin Xian is here. Ling Ying and Han Chushue were standing together at a high place not far away. Ling Ying's eyes were sharp. He saw Wang Xintong running in and knew that Lin Xian was behind her. Lin Xian was right behind her. There were many people behind them. These people were all from different countries. Of course, they were all attracted by Ling Ying and Han Chushue. When they arrived at the Martial Arts Academy and saw these two beauties, they felt that their trip was not in vain. Maybe this was what men were like. Is that her? Ling Ying saw a woman behind Lin Xian. Han Chushue glanced at her. It's a bit far. I'm not sure. It shouldn't be her. If it's her, does she still need to take the assessment? Han Chushue said. That's not necessarily true. Isn't Morong Yu's personality like that? And didn't I say it before? There are students in the Martial Arts Academy who have both the time and space attributes. I suspect it's her. Ling Ying said. She has the time, space, and ice attributes, right? Ling Ying nodded. If Lin Xian sees her, he'll be lustful again. Ling Ying said unhappily. What kind of grievances did these two rich young ladies have to suffer? Han Chushue agreed. But, she won't like him, right? Han Chushue asked uncertainly. I might have thought so in the past, but would you and I have ever been interested in a hooligan like Lin Xian? Ling Ying asked. Han Chushue was speechless. That's true. Do you want to go? Han Chushue asked. Forget it. Let's pretend we don't know each other. Otherwise, we'll cause trouble for him. Ling Ying said helplessly. Okay. At this moment, Lin Xian walked behind Wang Xintong and asked, "What's the assessment this round?" "I heard from the people in front that it's a talent assessment." "Talent?" Lin Xian touched the tip of his nose. "I don't know. The people in front will talk about it later." Lights of various colors flashed in front of them. Sometimes it was red, sometimes it was green, sometimes it was yellow, and so on. Anyway, Lin Xian didn't know what it was. The people in front passed or failed one after another. Those who passed continued to move forward, and those who failed returned. At this point, Lin Xian found that the probability of passing and failing was almost 60 to 40. In other words, only 6 out of 10 people could pass. F***CK. Is this a talent assessment? Is it so cruel? Miss Xiao, it's Miss Xiao. The people in front were excited. Wang Xintong saw that Xiao Runing was invigilating their team. Lin Xian secretly touched his forehead. Even if Xiao Runing was invigilating, it was useless. They couldn't cheat. If they couldn't pass, they couldn't pass. But what surprised these people was that this was the martial arts academy. The quality of these girls was too exaggerated, right? It was fine if the quality of the female students was exaggerated, but the female instructor was also so beautiful? There was one outside, and there was one here. They were all goddesses. F***CK, the martial arts academy relied on this to keep people here? F***CK, then I'll really stay here. At this moment, Xiao Runing stood up. Suddenly, all the men swallowed a mouthful of saliva. Not only was she beautiful, but her body. Ah! Are you sure this is an academy? Are you sure this isn't heaven? Oh my God! I can't take it anymore. Every one of them was too beautiful. It was heaven. Xiao Runing stood up and glanced around. She saw Lin Xian. Her pretty face was slightly red. When she saw Lin Xian, she inexplicably thought of those few nights with him in Ice City. Bastard. Chapter 945. Xiao Runing coughed dryly and said, "To the new students, let me first explain the content of the second round of assessment." Xiao Runing then said, "The second round of assessment is talent. There are talent stones on the table in front of you. You just need to place your hand on the talent stone and release your spiritual power and elemental power. The talent stone will calculate your talent according to the power you release, including your age, realm, and other elements." Xiao Runing then continued, "There are a total of 7 levels of talent, which are red, orange, red, green, cyan, blue, and purple. Red talent is the worst, and purple talent is the strongest. If your talent has not reached the red level, then unfortunately, you have failed the second round of assessment. Is there anyone else who wants to ask?" A man raised his hand and asked, "Beautiful instructor, do we still have talent as martial artists? We rely on the God spawn system to kill monsters to advance. It's not like we rely on cultivation in novels. The speed of cultivation is related to talent. Our method of leveling up is similar to grinding in online games. I feel that it has nothing to do with talent. If it's related to talent, then it might be attributes, but that's fate." Xiao Runing nodded slightly and said, "You're right, but in the past, no one had the God spawn system, and there were people who could cultivate. The God spawn system suddenly appeared one day. Then, when there was no God spawn system, do you think that cultivating relied on hard work and talent? But now, the so-called talent now is to evaluate your comprehensive ability. Although the existence of the God spawn system makes it difficult to evaluate talent, the talent stone is more to evaluate how old you are and what realm you have reached. In this realm, how many spiritual power values other people have, how many defense and strength they have, and how many you have. Everyone is different. For example, in the 5-star law realm, some people's spiritual power values can exceed 10,000. Have you exceeded 10,000? That man was speechless. In fact, I know a person who is at the 5-star law realm. His spiritual power value is probably over 30,000. Don't you think this is a gap? Does this count as an extraordinary talent? What? The law realm has a spiritual power value of 30,000? I'm afraid it's only 30,000 when you enter the domain realm. When they heard Xiao Runing's words, many of them were shocked. Murong Yu, who was walking over from behind, was slightly surprised when she heard this. She revealed a look of interest. The martial arts academy was indeed a place where geniuses gathered. Only a place like this would be challenging. Beautiful teacher, you're right. If there's no problem, come over and appraise it. Lin Xian touched the tip of his nose. Lin Xian, is Miss Xiao talking about you? Wang Xintong looked at Lin Xian. Probably. Wow. You're really a 5-star law adept with a spiritual energy value of close to 30,000? Wang Xintong's big eyes twinkled like stars. A normal 5-star law adept's spiritual energy value was actually around 10,000. Lin Xian's was 3 times higher, so it was normal for her to be shocked. Every martial artist had their own attribute panel from the God's Child system. They could clearly see their strength, physique, agility, spirit, and spiritual energy value. Basically, all martial techniques would also indicate how much spiritual energy value it would consume to use that martial technique in a certain realm. Yeah, pretty much. After Lin Xian revealed this point to Xiao Runing, he had forgotten how he had inexplicably brought up this topic with her. Amazing. I'm only 11,000. 11,000 is actually already higher than the normal level. I'm an exception. I've gone through several special upgrades. Lin Xian said. Wang Xintong revealed her attribute panel to Lin Xian because they were close. It was normal. One's attribute panel was the most important thing to keep secret. Okay. A red light flashed ahead. Pass. After about 10 minutes, it was finally Wang Xintong's turn. Lin Xian stood behind Wang Xintong and secretly glanced at Xiao Runing. When Xiao Runing saw it, she quickly pretended not to see it. Place your hand on the talent stone and release your spiritual energy, Xiao Runing said to Wang Xintong. Okay. Then, Wang Xintong placed her hand on the talent stone. Red, orange, red. The 3 colors skipped almost instantaneously. Only when it reached the green color did the color change slow down slightly. It only stopped when the green color became very, very dark. Hiss. Seeing this scene, everyone sucked in a breath of cold air. This beautiful girl's talent is so high. She'll probably reach blue talent if she goes a little higher. Yeah, it's already green now. It's almost turning blue. It's already very exaggerated for her talent to reach blue. Can 100 out of 10,000 people reach blue talent? It's hard to say. It's really a gathering of geniuses. This pure and beautiful girl is actually a ruthless person. Sigh. The surrounding people were talking about it. Yes, she's close to blue talent. She's 1 out of 1,000. Very good. Go back and wait for the 3rd round of the assessment, Xiao Runing said to Wang Xintong. Thank you, Miss Xiao. Wang Xintong ran over happily. Miss Xiao? How does she know that she's Miss Xiao? Do they know each other? Some people were puzzled. They all knew that she was a teacher, but they didn't know her surname. You might think that 1 out of 1,000 was nothing, but Xiao Runing's 1 out of 1,000 was this martial arts academy. Everyone in the martial arts academy was a genius. Among the geniuses, blue talent was 1 out of 1,000. What about in the mainland? 1 out of 100,000 was considered small. It was really exaggerated. Then it was Lin Xian's turn. There weren't many people paying attention to Lin Xian, because Lin Xian didn't have any outstanding points. They also didn't know Lin Xian. Only Su Jiming, Xiao Yun, and a few others were paying attention to Lin Xian. Of course, there was also Han Chuxue and the others. Place your hand on the talent stone and release your spiritual power, Xiao Runing said to Lin Xian in a bad mood. Got it. Lin Xian then placed his hand on the stone. Xiao Runing felt that Lin Xian should have blue talent. Purple talent was possible. But purple talent was the strongest talent. What did it belong to? In the entire martial arts academy, there might be 100 martial artists with purple talent. Some were light, some were dark. Among those who were predetermined, there were 10 martial artists with full purple talent. Full talent meant that purple was the darkest color, and all attributes were the best. This kind of martial artist was 1 out of a million. Xiao Runing thought highly of Lin Xian anyway. Purple talent was normal. As for full purple talent, that was very difficult. 1 out of a million, how could it be so simple? Release your spiritual power. Then Lin Xian released his spiritual power, accompanied by a trace of thunder attribute power. Red, orange, red, green, blue, purple. The 7 colors instantly jumped to purple without any hindrance. Everyone. Chapter 946. They had seen someone with a purple talent before. So far, only 1 person had participated in the assessment. Although it was a purple talent, it was not a full talent. Moreover, the color change was very slow. The first 3 colors changed very quickly, but the later ones changed bit by bit. Finally, it became a purple talent. It was very difficult. But this person, in 1 second, changed 7 colors and landed on the darkest purple. It was obvious how easy it was for him to do it. Obviously, this person's talent was much stronger than the previous person. Xiao Runing felt that Lin Xian's innate talent was already within her expectations, so she wasn't too surprised. She was very happy for him. Su Jiming and the rest saw that Lin Xian's full talent was purple. They secretly clenched their fists. To be honest, they were unhappy. They were extremely unhappy. Lin Xian's full talent is purple. Ling Ying said in surprise. If it's him, it's not too surprising. Han Chuxue nodded slightly and said, both of us have full talent purple. This Lin Xian is not that powerful. He's just like us, Ling Ying said proudly. Just as Ling Ying finished speaking, bang, the talent stone exploded. Everyone, damn. What's going on? It exploded. What the heck? It's broken. Or, it's off the charts. His talent is off the charts? How is that possible? His thunder attribute is off the charts? What a joke. I think it's really broken. Everyone was talking about it. This was definitely the most mysterious thing they had seen today. Damn. What's going on? Lin Xian withdrew his hand and shook it. Xiao Runing looked at this scene in astonishment. I say, could this be a fake product? Lin Xian asked. This? I don't know. It's my first time using this thing. I don't know why this happened. Wait a moment, I'll go and ask. Then, Xiao Runing ran away quickly. Vice President Luo Xiu. Xiao Runing came to Luo Xiu. Instructor Xiao, what's the matter? There was a student whose talent stone exploded when he was appraising his talent. I don't know what happened, but it might have been broken. Are there any extra talent stones? What? Hearing Xiao Runing's words, Luo Xiu revealed a shocked expression. You're saying that someone appraised his talent and the talent stone exploded? Xiao Runing nodded. Is it broken? No. No. Absolutely not. It's his talent that has surpassed the purple max talent. It's the talent stone that can no longer withstand the power of his talent. Murong Qing was speechless. It couldn't be, right? Was this Lin Xian really a monster? Quick, take me there. Then, Xiao Runing brought Luo Xiu there. Luo Xiu took out another talent stone and looked at Lin Xian. You were the one who made the talent stone explode? Luo Xiu asked. Lin Xian touched the tip of his nose. Vice Principal, you're not going to blame me, are you? I've already said it, this is your quality problem, it has nothing to do with me. Lin Xian hurriedly said. No. No, try again. Luo Xiu placed the new talent stone on the table. Hey, I've already said it, you can't blame me if it's broken. My family is poor, I can't afford it. The corners of Luo Xiu and Xiao Runing's mouths couldn't help but twitch. All right. You can appraise it. Lin Xian then placed his hand on it. Red, orange, green, blue, purple, bang. The talent stone exploded again. Damn. You guys can't have bought a fake, right? You make me feel that the Martial Arts Academy is very low. Could it be that you're lying? Lin Xian. Everyone. They also wanted to know what was going on. Why was the person beside them fine? Ha ha ha. Luo Xiu could not help but laugh out loud, and then patted Lin Xian's shoulder. Lin Xian was dumbfounded. Go to the third round, Luo Xiu said to Lin Xian. Passed? Yes, of course. Thank you. Then, Lin Xian walked over. Everyone was dumbfounded. Why? Could it be that he could pass just because the talent stone exploded? Vice President, I'm not convinced. Why can he pass? If that's the case, I can pass too. I only need to release a little bit of power to shatter the talent stone, and I can pass too. Why should I be eliminated? A young man said, unconvinced. Oh, is that so? Then you try. Shatter it. If you shatter it, I'll let you pass. Luo Xiu said to him. All right. You said it. Boom. In the next moment, a monstrous thunderbolt struck the talent stone. The entire table was instantly annihilated. The dust dispersed, and the talent stone was intact on the ground. Humph. Do you think that the Martial Arts Academy would have some affair? What right do you have to make the Martial Arts Academy target you? Do you have the qualifications? Luo Xiu looked at that person coldly and said. That person was speechless. Then why can it pass? If you want to make the talent stone explode, there are two ways. First, your strength has reached the 5-star domain realm, then you can destroy the talent stone. Second, your talent exceeds the talent stone's appraisal range. Do you understand? Hearing Luo Xiu's words, everyone was dumbfounded. That person's talent had already surpassed the purple full talent? Did he really make the talent stone explode? Xiao Runing revealed a shocked expression. It seemed that she had still underestimated Lin Xian. Ling Ying and Han Chuxue also looked at each other. I'll take back what I said just now. Ling Ying said helplessly. Exploding. However, they didn't understand what this meant, but Luo Xiu understood. Continue to be firm. Luo Xiu couldn't wait to tell the dean and the others this news. Just 30 seconds after leaving, boom. Another explosive sound came from behind them. Everyone. Luo Xiu stopped in his tracks and turned around to take a look. What the hell? No. How many years had it been since there were any monsters? Why did two appear in one day? Luo Xiu then rushed over and looked at Morongyu. So it was her. Then he was slightly balanced. That meant that there was only one. Morongyu retracted her hand. Pass, pass, pass. Let's go to the third round. Luo Xiu said to Morongyu. Morongyu nodded and walked away. Everyone was dumbfounded. The sky-blue-haired beauty was so ruthless. Luo Xiu then quickly left. Dean. Luo Xiu entered a room and shouted. Come in. Then, Luo Xiu walked in. Inside sat a white-haired old man. Dean, there is. The white-haired old man raised his hand and said, I know what you want to say. Luo Xiu wasn't surprised. To our martial arts academy, to our human race, this is definitely an unexpected gain. Luo Xiu said excitedly. And the white-haired old man nodded. This is also something that I didn't expect. Xiao Yu is the third person in history to have a heaven-defying level talent. I thought that she was the only one in this era. I didn't expect that there would be a legendary youth. It's a great fortune for our human race. Chapter 947. They understood what this meant. Normal people would not understand. At most, they would think that this was a talent that surpassed the purple full talent. Even the patriarchs of the 8 great families might not know. A purple full talent was already very heaven-defying. It was considered good if 1 out of 10 million people had it. But there was an even more heaven-defying talent. A heaven-defying talent was even a legend. If not for Murong Yu showing it 2 years ago, it would still be a legend. Although this talent was only one level higher than the Purple Full talent, it was already the peak. A talent that existed in legends, one could imagine. According to what they knew, if such an existence reached the Empyrean realm, their combat strength would be more than 10 times that of an ordinary Empyrean. Sorry, not an ordinary Empyrean, but more than 10 times that of a genius Empyrean. The higher the realm, the more terrifying it was. If one reached the virtuality realm or the heavenly Tao realm, they would be invincible. And most importantly, it was rumored that only such a talent could reach the legendary realm above the heavenly Tao realm, possibly God. In their industry, this talent was called Godhead. If you had such a talent, it was equivalent to having a Godhead. There were very few people who knew about this. Those who knew that Murong Yu had such a talent were even fewer. Only the Murong family and a few old fellows knew. And what kind of existence was the Murong family? Murong Tian, the current master of the temple. The temple was founded by the Murong family. Murong Tian, Murong Yu's father. It was easy to imagine why these old fellows knew about Murong Yu. Her status was too high. She was the only daughter of the temple master. Could you find another 2 young people with a higher status than her? As for Murong Qing, Murong Tian's sister and Murong Yu's aunt, Lin Xian did not even know about this. Lin Xian only knew that Murong Qing was a law enforcement officer with a very high status in the temple. She could also be from a large family in the divine capital. But he definitely did not expect her background to be so heaven-defying. Then, Dean, how do you plan to treat this kid? Treat him normally. First, go and check his information for me. Then, observe him in the martial arts academy for a period of time. See if he is as outstanding as Xiao Yu. All right, I'll go now. In just 5 minutes, Luo Xiu walked in with Lin Xian's information. The white-haired old man took it and glanced at it. Space, lightning, ice, and poison. 4 elements. As expected, he is a person with extraordinary talent. He actually possesses 4 attributes. According to the known records, the most one possessed was only 3 attributes. He is even stronger than that little girl Xiao Yu. Luo Xiu praised. That's hard to say. Little Yu has both time and space. He has less time than little Yu. There's still a difference. That's true. He's Lin Ya's younger brother from Yexian Group. The white-haired old man read it out. Did they create the Yashuan Group? This is quite interesting. The medicines from the Yexian Group are epic-making. I don't think it's Lin Ya's doing. It should be this kid's doing. The dean of the martial arts academy nodded in satisfaction and said, he once saved a class. After that, he single-handedly caused the 3 major forces plan to attack Lin Feng City to fail. After that, the losses were minimized. Tianhua City fell into enemy hands, destroyed the void heavenly crystal, stopped the large number of demonic beasts from pouring in, and saved the people of Tianhua City. The dean of the martial arts academy nodded in satisfaction. As expected, this kid is indeed extraordinary like little Yu. He is worthy of admiration. His character is also very good, except that he is a little sentimental. Sentimental. This is a very normal phenomenon for men. He is so outstanding. It is quite normal for many girls to be dead set on him. Luo Xiu said. That's true. Alright, there is also a piece of information here. Some time ago, he was at the Ling family in Tiandu. He defeated Xiao Yun, who was at the 2-star domain realm, with the power of a 5-star law realm. Luo Xiu said. He crossed 7 realms and defeated Xiao Yun, who was at the law realm and domain realm. The dean of the martial arts academy frowned. Yes, that's what the information says. Many people have seen it. I believe Patriarch Ling Hai should be able to verify it. This is a little too monstrous. Even if there is no domain realm and law realm, to be honest, it should be very difficult to cross the 7-star domain realm. However, for a child with such talent, it is hard to say. Didn't little Yu also defeat a 4-star domain realm when he was at the 8-star law realm? They are about the same. Luo Xiu nodded. Then what should we do? There is no need to give him special treatment. Let's see how he performs in the martial arts academy. Let's observe him for a period of time first. Then the class. He can choose for himself. According to the information, Xiao Runing and him used to have a teacher-student relationship. He will most likely choose instructor Zhao's class. Let's leave it at that for now. Don't leak this matter out. Yes. Increase the difficulty of the third round of assessment by 3 times. 3 times? Isn't it a little too high? Luo Xiu asked in shock. 3 times. Also, cut his image to me. Let me see what is different about him. Yes. At this moment, Lin Xian and Wang Xintong arrived at the venue of the third round of assessment together. The venue of the third round of assessment was in a huge building. Those who had passed the second round were lining up at the foot of the building. Those who had entered the building had already begun the third round of assessment. The assessment in the building. Don't tell me it's a theoretical assessment? That's impossible. Wouldn't they be idiots? Lin Xian rubbed his chin. Wang Xintong was waiting for Lin Xian behind him. Therefore, she did not know that she had come with Lin Xian. At this moment, an instructor walked over. The lowest cultivation realm among the instructors here was at the heavenly venerable stage. This was unlike those small academies. Students, I will now explain the content of the third round of assessment. The male instructor cleared his throat and said, the third round of assessment will be a simulated battle in the simulation cabin. Lin Xian was enlightened. This could be done in the building. It was the same as the actual combat simulation in the Sky Martial Court. What you will be doing next is lying in the simulation cabin and simulating an actual combat. You will randomly fight a simulated demon beast whose cultivation realm is 3 stars higher than yours. The time limit is 2 minutes. If you are defeated or exceed the time limit, you will fail. Whoosh! Upon hearing the instructor's words, everyone could not help but burst into an uproar. This was 2F** king crazy and perverted. For example, they were all at least 5 stars in the law realm. The difference of 1 star in the law realm was huge. Needless to say, the difficulty of fighting someone who was 3 stars higher went without saying. All of them were geniuses and had the ability to fight someone who was 3 stars higher. Although it was difficult to fight someone who was 3 stars higher, it was still within an acceptable range. However, there was another condition. A 2-minute time limit. Was this not pushing them to their deaths? F***CK. I can unleash limitless ultimate moves. QQ account has been frozen for 7 days. This is the 3rd time. I feel like someone is maliciously targeting and maliciously reporting me. F***CK. The Ultimate Move book won't be updated today. It will probably be updated on Monday. If you have time, please leave a message. Chapter 948. You can finish a battle of the same realm in 2 minutes? That was really difficult. Now, you're 3 realms higher than you, and you can finish the battle in 2 minutes. Isn't this 2F** king abnormal? It could be said that 9 out of 10 people present did not have this confidence. Lin Xian also secretly felt that the third round of the assessment was really abnormal. It was quite easy for him to be able to fight across realms. In fact, it was a power that others did not have. If Lin Xian did not create laws and exchange attributes, it would be quite difficult for Lin Xian to defeat a 5-star law realm expert who was 3 realms higher, but he could still do it. In fact, without the 2-minute time limit, 9 out of 10 people could do it. However, with the 2-minute time limit, 9 out of 10 people would probably be eliminated. Wow! Wang Xintong could not help but exclaim. Wasn't it too cruel? 5 minutes was fine. 2 minutes was 120 seconds. If you went in and saw the monster ready to fight, 10 to 20 seconds would pass, right? I want to fight an 8-star law realm monster. I'll finish it in 2 minutes. Wang Xintong pouted. She felt that it was super difficult. It's fine. Believe in yourself. Although your attributes aren't very strong, you've learned a lot from Uncle Chin in terms of close combat. You're definitely not weaker than many of the so-called geniuses here. Lin Xian then said, also, basically, all demonic beasts have their own weaknesses. You and Uncle Chin should know many different types of demonic beasts and know the simplest ways to deal with them. In these aspects, I'm definitely not even 1/10 as good as you. I understand. Lin Xian was not praising Wang Xintong. He really did not know as much as she did. In other words, he did not have much experience. To be honest, since Lin Xian obtained the system, he was a 5-star law realm expert. How many times had he been to the monster domain? Not many times. Lin Xian was also the kind of person who did not attend classes properly. How many classes had he attended? What did he attend classes for? Wasn't it for little Missy back then? What did he learn? Nothing at all. Therefore, he really did not know much about the types of monsters. On the other hand, Wang Xintong worked very hard every day. Lin Xian himself knew this. To be honest, he was too embarrassed to teach them what to do. They knew better than him, but they would unconditionally believe Lin Xian. Morong Yu walked over from behind. She saw Lin Xian, but she didn't give him a second glance. Beauty, let's get to know each other. My name is Zhao Wuliang, and I don't know her. Before Zhao Wuliang could finish his words, Morong Yu indifferently replied, Hee, let's get to know each other. We'll be in the same school in the future, and we'll all be schoolmates. There's no harm in being friends. No, I don't. Sister, you can't be so heartless. As soon as that person finished speaking, Morong Yu's delicate body erupted with a cold aura, instantly separating him. Zhao Wuliang's entire body trembled, and he hurriedly retreated. Seeing this scene, many people who wanted to strike up a conversation with her gave up. This was an iceberg beauty that was absolutely difficult to strike up a conversation with. Although they were all arrogant and felt that they were very cool, after coming to the martial arts academy, many of their self-confidence had been shattered. Those who were not affected were the truly powerful people. Lin Xian did not know what happened behind him, but he suddenly felt a chill, and then turned his head to look. What the hell? When did such a beauty appear behind him? What made Lin Xian feel that she was different from other girls was not her appearance. She was indeed very beautiful, but Lin Xian had seen many beautiful girls. Who around him could not compare to her? Only Lu Yufan and the other younger girls could not compare to her. Ling Ying and Han Chuxue, which one of them lost to her? It was just that each of them had their own merits. What caught Lin Xian's attention was her sky-blue hair and ice-cold light blue eyes. Lin Xian felt that this kind of eyes were really very beautiful. He had seen one before, and that was by Xuanxuan's light purple eyes. Dong Fengshue's eyes were also different, and they were also light blue like the woman in front of him, so when he saw her light blue eyes, Lin Xian's thoughts became even more complicated. Ding! You have triggered the mission. Successful confession to Morong Yu. Time limit: 3 months. Reward: unknown. Time limit: 3 months. Current mission has been forcibly accepted. Lin Xian: fine. It was expected. It really was expected that he would trigger a mission. However, this mission was different from the previous one, and it was very special. Reward: unknown. Logically speaking, in terms of quality, who could compare to Linglong Shui? In Lin Xian's eyes, although everyone was equal, in terms of temperament, strength, and nobility, Linglong Shui was clearly at the top. And Linglong Shui's mission reward was also public, but there was a girl around the same age as Han Chuxue and Ling Ying, and her mission reward was unknown. Logically speaking, mystery was universal, whether it was for men or women. For women, if a man was mysterious, they would be curious. For men, if a woman was mysterious, they would also be curious. Once you were curious, it was the first step into a trap. And this kind of mission was the same, unknown. Then what was unknown? F***ck your mother. This damned system. Ding. Detected that the host is not friendly to the system, deducting Adonis points. Don't. Before the system finished speaking, Lin Xian quickly admitted defeat in his mind. I'm just kidding, just kidding. The system also chose to forgive Lin Xian. Lin Xian was a little embarrassed. This trip to the martial arts academy. How many missions would he trigger? In the martial arts academy, there would definitely be a lot of top-notch beauties. There would definitely be a lot of them. It all depended on whether the system would take notice of him. Lin Xian glanced at Murong Yu, and Murong Yu also glanced at Lin Xian. To be honest, until now, in the entire martial arts academy, the only person she paid attention to was naturally Lin Xian. As someone who could make the talent stone explode, she knew what this meant. Those adults were saying that this was a rare occurrence in 1,000 years, or even 10,000 years. It was not as simple as 1 in 10,000, it meant that you had divinity. After so many years, she had never seen a second person like this. But today, this scene happened in front of her. It was just that the person in front of her looked ordinary, and compared to many of the handsome geniuses here, his appearance was really below average. But it was such a person who made the talent stone explode. However, this was actually nothing. She would just pay attention to him a little. In her heart, Lin Xian might be her biggest rival, but this did not mean that it would increase her favorability. Lin Xian took a look and saw that it was 0. How he wished that he could be like Bai Xian, who mysteriously had a favorability of 10. And looking at this girl's eyes, she was probably someone who was even harder to win over than Han Chuxue. It was as difficult as Lin Xian chasing after Han Chuxue without saving her. Chapter 949. Ling Ying and Han Chuxue also moved with Lin Xian. Of course, they kept a certain distance from Lin Xian, but they could still see Lin Xian. Look at him, look at him. He's looking at her. Bastard. Stinking pervert. Ling Ying saw that Lin Xian was looking at Murong Yu. She clenched her teeth and was extremely unhappy. Ah. Men are all pigs. Stupid pigs. Han Chuxue was also very helpless. Of course, she was also unhappy, but she would not show it. She was also a very, very indulgent person. Moreover, she and Ling Ying were serving Lin Xian together. What else could she say? Perhaps this was a day that she and Ling Ying did not expect. He's just looking, it's nothing. Moreover, Murong Yu is not someone he can interact with whenever he wants to. Han Chuxue comforted. That's the reason, but... Ling Ying paused and said, even Sister Linglong and Lin Xian know each other, and their relationship is so good. Do you think Murong Yu is harder to interact with than Sister Linglong? They knew Murong Yu and naturally knew her identity. This woman's identity was much nobler than theirs. They were only daughters of the 8 great families, but Murong Yu was the daughter of the temple master. However, in their hearts, Linglong Shui was the most powerful. Although they did not know how strong Linglong Shui was, Linglong Shui's temperament and appearance made them, as women, sigh. She was definitely the most beautiful woman they had ever seen. Perhaps in their eyes, only Bing Lingyue was close to her. Such a woman had a relationship with Lin Xian, and even spent the new year together. This proved that their relationship was very good. They also received many good things from Linglong Shui. Therefore, Lin Xian was a very strange person. They felt that no matter how powerful a woman was, he would have a relationship with her. Bah! Stinking pervert. Lin Xian looked at Murong Yu for more than 10 seconds. Murong Yu frowned slightly. A man's eyes were on his body. It did not matter whether he looked at her or not. It was their freedom. However, he stared at her for more than 10 seconds. Wasn't that too much? Lin Xian was lost in his memories. Of course, he knew that it was not good to stare at a woman for so long. Lin Xian only regained his senses when Ling Ying's extremely displeased system notification rang out in his mind. Then, he hurriedly looked around to see where this chick was looking at him. As expected, Lin Xian saw Ling Ying and Han Chuxue. Lin Xian coughed dryly and silently turned his head. He's guilty. He's guilty. Ling Ying said unhappily. Instructor, I have a question. At this time, a woman raised her hand. Ask. If I'm a 10-star or 9-star law realm cultivator, wouldn't I be facing a domain realm cultivator if I have to face a demonic beast 3 levels higher than me? The difference of a major realm isn't just a simple difference of 3 stars. The woman asked. You don't have to worry about that. Even if you're a 10-star law realm cultivator, you'll only have to face a 13-star law realm cultivator. Although there's no such realm, we've arranged a power that won't cross a realm. Don't worry. That's good. Good. Go inside and line up in order to enter the classroom for the trial. Then, Lin Xian and the others walked in one by one. Good luck. Lin Xian said to Wang Xintong. I'll do my best. Wang Xintong secretly clenched her fists and then walked into a room with a few people. Lin Xian happened to be assigned to another room. Everyone who comes in lies in the simulation pod. The trial is about to begin. A male instructor in the room said. Morong Yu and Lin Xian were also together, and their simulation pods were side by side. Lie down. Lin Xian then lay down and closed his eyes. The device turned on, and his consciousness randomly entered a grassland. Morong Yu didn't look at him. Just as she lay down, a female instructor walked in and whispered something in the male instructor's ear. Morong Yu's device hadn't been turned on yet, so their words were very soft. However, she was the closest to Lin Xian, and her strength wasn't weak, so she heard what they said. The meaning was very simple. Normally, in this trial, one would need 2 minutes to defeat a demon beast 3 levels higher than oneself. However, that person asked the male instructor to increase the difficulty of Lin Xian by 3 times, which meant 9 stars. 9 stars, what kind of concept was that? Even if he couldn't surpass the so-called Great Realm, 9 stars was basically a world of difference. In any case, it would be very difficult for her to fight a demon beast 9 stars higher than herself. The difference was simply too big. Even if she had so many attributes and outstanding combat strength, it was still too difficult to achieve. Perhaps it was possible, and it wasn't completely impossible. However, there was still a prerequisite. 2 minutes. Was the martial arts academy targeting him? Was it because he exposed his talent that was on the same level as hers? No, it shouldn't be, right? Targeting, it should be because they wanted to see how great his potential was. However, she admitted that if she had to do it like that, she wouldn't be able to achieve the 2 minutes limit. For Lin Xian, this was indeed extremely difficult. However, don't forget that the previous Lin Xian didn't even have the ability to create a law. He was able to surpass 6 stars and 7 stars to defeat and even kill opponents. Now, he had the incomparably heaven-defying ability to create a law. To be honest, Lin Xian was more qualified than anyone in the continent to surpass such a high realm to defeat opponents. Of course, he could still try a 1v1. If they ganged up on him, Lin Xian's ability to create a law would be useless. After all, with his realm and spiritual energy value, he wouldn't be able to maintain it for long. Once his spiritual energy value was depleted, he would basically be crippled. Lin Xian was in a grassland. It was originally just a grassland, but suddenly, the ground trembled. The entire environment underwent an earth-shattering change, instantly turning into a lava zone. Wow, it can even change the terrain. Lin Xian touched the tip of his nose, then took out his weapon, 1,000 Evils. To be honest, Lin Xian rarely used 1,000 Evils. Thinking about it, he rarely fought, let alone used 1,000 Evils. Hurry up and come out. It's already been 10 seconds. Lin Xian couldn't help but complain. Wasn't this King scam? At this moment, a fiery red lizard drilled out of the lava in front of him. Lin Xian? Its body was more than 5 meters long, and it was the kind of monster that wasn't simple at first glance. Moreover, it crawled out of the lava. This was Quan Zhun Sek's simulation. Since this demonic beast appeared, it proved that it could also survive in the magma in reality. To be honest, how could a monster with a low realm survive in the lava? Lin Xian felt that a low realm monster couldn't survive in the lava normally. It had to be at the domain realm, right? Then, Lin Xian glanced at it with his eye of cave spirit. F***CK. Chapter 950. The Eye of Cave Spirit could detect demonic beasts that were no higher than 5 stars. However, he couldn't see this demonic beast clearly. Why did this feel like déjà vu? That's right. During the Tianhua City Sky Martial Institution's assessment, Xiao Runing had also secretly raised the level of her virtual combat demonic beasts. Now, she had already been F***ed by Lin Xian. Damn. What happened to being higher than 3 stars? You're higher than at least 5 stars, right? Didn't I just break 2 of your Academy's talent stones? How can you blame me for this? Lin Xian had a miserable look on his face. You can't bully me like this. Now, Lin Xian had 2 choices. First, I won't accept it. I won't fight anymore. However, this choice might bring about a bad situation, and that was failing the assessment. If Lin Xian didn't accept it and reported that he wanted to do it again, what if the other party didn't agree? What if the other party didn't admit it? Wow. This group of black-hearted people. Damn it. Then, there was only the second choice. Swallow it and fight, okay? You guys are awesome. As the dean, you better not have a granddaughter studying here. Otherwise, I'll definitely make you regret it. Then, Lin Xian held 1,000 evils in his hand and pressed the button. 1,000 evils turned into a heavy sword. Heavy swords and light swords were actually 2 completely different weapons. Heavy swords focused on strength, while light swords focused on lightness. When facing an enemy whose realm was much higher than his, heavy swords were undoubtedly the better choice. Achoo, the dean sneezed. Dean, what's wrong? Luo Xiu asked. Nothing. The dean of the martial arts academy rubbed his nose. Strange, why did he sneeze? Then, he looked at the scene in front of him. This weapon is very interesting. Yeah, a light sword and a heavy sword can switch forms indiscriminately. Dean, I've never seen such a spirit weapon before. You've seen it before. Isn't Xiao Yu's weapon like this? Luo Xiu suddenly remembered. That's right, her sword can switch between several forms, but that's a divine weapon. That's right. Her family spent 13 years and a large amount of precious resources to create this divine weapon. Don't look at how it's just a simple change of form. The spiritual weapon is already fixed. This is something that is very difficult to achieve in theory. So this kid's spiritual weapon might also be at the level of a divine weapon. It's really admirable. When the time comes, we'll check if he has any hidden backers. With his ability, it's absolutely impossible for him to obtain such a spiritual weapon. All right. The dean of the martial arts academy had just picked up his teacup and was about to take a sip when he froze. Because the battle was over. Vice Principal Luo Xiu widened his eyes in shock. Are you sure you increased the difficulty? The dean of the martial arts academy asked. It's grown bigger. Headmaster, this is a 6-meter-long demonic lava lizard that can live in lava. It's actually a 1-star domain realm existence. You should know this very well, right? Luo Xiu said in a daze. What's going on? Luo Xiu said in shock. This kid is a 5-star lore realm expert, and he instantly killed a 1-star domain realm demonic lava lizard with 1 strike. The dean finished his tea in 1 gulp, and his eyes shone brightly. This is too shocking. This has already exceeded our understanding. The vice principal of the martial arts academy nodded. Yes, it has exceeded our understanding. Normally, with his talent, he might be able to defeat it, but to kill it in 1 strike, he only used an Earth Stage Lightning Attribute sword move. It's very strange. Could it be this spiritual weapon? It's possible. Take a look at the data first. The dean of the martial arts academy stared at the data displayed on the screen. What? The power of a 3-star domain realm expert? Luo Xiu's eyes widened. The power he unleashed in that instant has reached the level of a 3-star domain realm expert. A 5-star Law Realm expert and an Earth Stage sword skill. Even if it's a divine weapon, with his current realm, he can only unleash 1/5 of its power, right? At most, the power he unleashed in that instant is around 9-star or 10-star Law Realm expert. It's even more impossible for him to cross a major realm and reach the power of a 3-star domain realm expert. Could it be? He must have a strength-enhancing martial technique. And it's definitely not low. Then it has to be 4 to 5 times. Or even more. Does such a strength-enhancing martial technique exist? The dean of the Martial Arts Academy said, "It's only possible for it to be a divine skill, but I don't remember it." Moreover, to release a divine skill with a 5-star Law Realm expert, unleash 4 to 5 times the power, control a divine weapon, and release an Earth Stage martial technique. This kind of spiritual energy consumption is very terrifying. As expected, how can someone who can possess a divine core be simple? How can he be viewed with common sense? This is good, this is good. I wonder what the outcome of his battle with Xiao Yu will be. I'm looking forward to it now. Ha 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 ha. That's right, don't you want to see it? Then I'll let you see. Isn't it awesome? Exchanging attributes, coupled with the large release of the law of creation, and strengthening his own strength, Lin Xian directly achieved an instant kill. It was very strong, and even a 5-star Law Realm expert like Lin Xian could instantly kill a domain realm expert. Now, Lin Xian had really just comprehended the true meaning of the law of creation. It was really omnipotent. If he had known earlier that it could be like this, he would have used the law of creation to torture Xiao Yun instead of fighting to the death. F***CK. What a miscalculation. However, the law of creation was really awesome. It was too awesome. No wonder Linglong Shui was full of praise at that time. With a flash of light, Lin Xian disappeared on the spot. He regained his senses and sat up. The instructor who was paying attention to Lin Xian behind was stunned. It was true, because he could also see this scene, and he knew what kind of demonic beast Lin Xian was facing. It was killed in one move. What kind of monsters had come to the Martial Arts Academy? And the blue-haired girl next to him, she was a 5-star domain realm expert. Facing an 8-star domain realm demonic beast, the difference of 1 star was too big, and then she didn't move from the spot and was directly frozen. Instant kill. This was really a group of monsters. Morongyu opened her beautiful eyes and slowly sat up. Turning her head, she saw that Lin Xian was also sitting up. She was slightly stunned. He was facing a demonic beast that was 9 stars higher than him, and it was over? He lost. Congratulations. You can leave from the back door and wait at the location of the 4th round of the assessment. The instructor sorted out his emotions and said to Lin Xian. Thank you, instructor. Lin Xian smiled and jumped out of the simulation pod. Morongyu. He won? And in such a short time? If she switched roles, if it was her, she couldn't do it. She could win, but not in such a short time. Battle intent surged in her heart. It was right to come to the Martial Arts Academy. As expected, this place was not filled with ordinary people. This place would definitely allow her to improve greatly. Lin Xian's gaze then turned to Morongyu, who was walking out of the simulation pod. Hey, big sister, your blue eyes are so beautiful. Chapter 951. Morongyu glanced at Lin Xian, then nodded slightly and walked out of the door. Lin Xian followed her. She had encountered far too many people trying to hit on her. There were far too many people who said that she was beautiful, and there were far too many people who said that her eyes were beautiful. Lin Xian's was nothing special. Lin Xian followed and walked side by side with Morongyu. I also know someone. She also has blue eyes, and they're exactly the same as yours. Morongyu faintly replied. N. If she hadn't mentioned it, Lin Xian wouldn't have realized that their eyes were the same. Although they both had blue eyes, and although there were many possibilities, they were very similar. They were very similar. Her eyes were very similar to Dongfang Shui's. No, it really felt like they were exactly the same. Although it seemed like everyone had eyes and there was nothing different about them, they really were different. Morong Yu naturally didn't believe Lin Xian's words. This was probably how men hit on women. Saying things like, "You look like someone I used to know," or, "You look like my ex-girlfriend," or something like that. This was a common tactic used by men to hit on women. Morong Yu had encountered far too many of these types of people. There was probably no one else with blue eyes on this entire continent. Even if there was someone else, it would be almost impossible to find. Perhaps other people also had blue eyes, but they were definitely different from hers. It was more likely that they really only had strange eyes and didn't have any other special abilities. Furthermore, there was no way that her eyes were exactly the same. This was because her eyes didn't come from her constitution or bloodline. They really did come from a type of divine eye called the Thousand-Sealing Ice Eyes. The Thousand-Sealing Ice Eyes were a rare sight that only appeared once in 1,000 years. It had the power to freeze everything within 1,000 miles. Other people might have to unleash a heaven-tier martial skill to freeze everything, but she could do so as well. However, it was even easier to unleash the power of the Thousand-Sealing Ice Eyes and freeze everything. She had just finished a battle by unleashing her Thousand-Sealing Ice Eyes, and she could easily freeze enemies of a higher cultivation base than herself. The power, range, number of people, and so on would all increase as her cultivation base and cultivation of the Thousand-Sealing Ice Eyes increased. Upon reaching major accomplishment, he would be able to seal 1,000 li in ice with just his 1,000 ice eyes. A true god's eye. Compared to those ice-attributed martial skills, it was definitely many times more powerful. Of course, the prerequisite was that he had to start cultivating. However, very few people knew about the Thousand-Sealing Ice Pupils, and even fewer people could tell that it was the Thousand-Sealing Ice Pupils. Her eyes are Thousand-Sealing Ice Pupils. What about yours? Lin Xian asked. Actually, Lin Xian didn't have any other intentions. He was just curious, because he felt that their eyes were very similar. Morong Yu. She stopped in her tracks and turned to look at Lin Xian. He actually knew about the Thousand-Sealing Ice Pupils. Did he deliberately say that because he knew that he had the Thousand-Sealing Ice Pupils? No. There were less than 10 people in this world who knew that she had the Thousand-Sealing Ice Pupils, and they were all the people closest to her. Those who knew about the Thousand-Sealing Ice Pupils were probably less than 1,000 people in this world. These were all ancient items. A long, long time ago, there were many people who knew about them. However, with the development and changes of the era, the number of people who knew about them decreased. With the arrival of the God's Child system, everyone relied on the system to cultivate. As for the so-called cultivation world, no one knew anything about it anymore. They only knew about some demonic beasts. At most, they knew about some simple spiritual herbs. They didn't know about the rarer ones at all. Not to mention the spirit eyes. There weren't many people who knew about the existence of special physiques and special pupils in this world. However, Lin Xian's words really shocked her. He didn't deliberately come to strike up a conversation. Did he really know about these things? Did that mean that what he said was also true? Did he really know someone who had the Thousand-Sealing Ice Pupils? She has the Thousand-Sealing Ice Pupils? Morong Yu looked at Lin Xian and asked. Hearing Morong Yu's question, Lin Xian touched the tip of his nose. Yours? Don't tell me it's also the Thousand-Sealing Ice Pupils? This wasn't a secret that couldn't be told. Since Lin Xian knew about it, there was no need for her to hide anything. Yes. Damn. Then what level of heaven are you at? The highest level of cultivation for the Thousand-Sealing Ice Pupils was the 9th level, but it was very, very difficult. Morong Yu. It seemed that she had really misunderstood Lin Xian. He really wasn't deliberately finding a topic to strike up a conversation. He actually knew what level of heaven the Thousand-Sealing Ice Pupils were at. 4th level. 4th level. 4th level in your 20s is already very strong. However, the one I know is at the 6th level at 23 years old. Lin Xian said. Morong Yu. Where is she? Can you introduce her to me? Morong Yu asked somewhat excitedly. The cultivation of the 1,000 ceiling ice pupils was simply too difficult. Her talent was very heaven-defying. 5 years ago, she had already reached the 4th level of the 1,000 ceiling ice pupils. However, in these 5 years, she hadn't improved at all. Those experts and seniors didn't know what to do either. Now that Lin Xian said that he had a friend who also had the 1,000 ceiling ice pupils, she believed that it was true. Because he said it out loud, and even said what level of heaven it was. She was sure that this wasn't recorded in any ancient books. She really wanted to find the person who had reached the 6th level of the 1,000 ceiling ice pupils and ask her for guidance. She believed that if she could really ask for the cultivation method above the 4th level of the 1,000 ceiling ice pupils, she would definitely be able to reach the 6th level in the shortest time possible. I can't, because I can't find her either. Lin Xian said with a slight sigh. She left. Yes, in a place that I know but can't go. Lin Xian's eyes flashed with a trace of sadness. Morongyu looked at Lin Xian. The eyes wouldn't lie. She really did see those things in Lin Xian's eyes. Ding. Morongyu's favorability towards you +3. Lin Xian. Where did this favorability come from? It was quite easy to explain. Morongyu initially thought that Lin Xian was trying to hit on her. After hearing these words, she felt that Lin Xian was indeed not a frivolous person. It was normal for her favorability to increase a bit. Do you want to ask her for guidance? Lin Xian asked with a smile. Morongyu nodded. There are no records of the 1,000 ceiling ice pupils in history. Since ancient times, few people have obtained it. Those who possess it might not have survived or become famous. My family spent a long time to find a senior who has lived for more than 1,000 years and learned of it from him. However, the cultivation method is nearly impossible to know. As there was no system back then, people who could live for thousands of years were at the heavenly Tao realm. Very few such experts have left behind their legacies. The first 4 firmaments are relatively simple, but the 5th firmaments are a qualitative change. It's completely impossible to figure it out. That's right. However, I do have some understanding of the cultivation method for the first 6 levels of the 1,000 ceiling ice pupils. Morongyu looked at Lin Xian again, his eyes filled with pleasant surprise. Chapter 952. She, Morongyu, was a true cultivation maniac. Perhaps it was because of her personality and her family, but her birth meant that she was destined to be stronger than anyone else. She was already used to this from the start. Simply put, she would not lose to anyone in terms of her desire to excel. Of course, she was very concerned about the 1,000 ceiling ice pupils. She was stuck at this stage, and even those old monsters did not know what to do. However, Lin Xian said that he knew the cultivation method of the 5th and 6th heavens of the 1,000 ceiling ice pupils. How could she not be surprised? How could she not feel troubled? The main thing was that she believed him, because Lin Xian recognized her 1,000 ceiling ice pupils. How many people in the entire continent could recognize her 1,000 ceiling ice pupils? Moreover, he said that his friend also cultivated the 1,000 ceiling ice pupils to the 6th heavens. Lin Xian nodded. He did know the cultivation method of the 5th and 6th heavens of the 1,000 ceiling ice pupils. It just so happened that he had a way to get close to Morongyu. Otherwise, how could he pursue her? It was a good opportunity. I can do it, but I can't help you for free, right? Lin Xian said as he walked out side by side with her. Just then, they bumped into Han Chuxue and Ling Ying who were walking in. When Han Chuxue and Ling Ying saw Lin Xian and Morongyu chatting happily, they were going crazy. Wow! Devil! How did you manage to chat with Morongyu in such a short amount of time? Was this Lin Xian really that handsome? How strange! Morongyu also saw Ling Ying and Han Chuxue, and nodded slightly at them. The 2 girls also nodded back, and then they walked past each other. Obviously, they knew each other, but their relationship was not very good. Maybe they just knew each other, and could not be considered friends. Of course not. If you have any requests, just let me know. Requests? I can't think of anything right now. How about this? I'll tell you the cultivation method of the fifth heavens first. See if you can do it, then we'll talk about it. All right. Morong-yu nodded. I'm so angry. I'm so angry. On the other side, Ling Ying was going crazy. Han Chushue smiled helplessly. Chushue, why do you think Lin Xian can chat with Morong-yu? Ling Ying was really puzzled. This wasn't normal. Morong-yu was not such a person. Even those who were more outstanding than the young masters of the 8 great clans would find it hard to get along with her. Could it be that they already knew each other? That was impossible. Han Chushue also shook her head. Damn it. When the time comes, I must ask Lin Xian. Ling Ying gritted her teeth. Senior Ling Ying. Senior Han Chushue. Wang Xintong happened to walk out and saw them. Xian Tong, did you pass? Ling Ying asked. I passed. I'm preparing to go to the 4th round. Did you see Lin Xian? Lin Xian. He left with another big sister and left you behind. Ling Ying said unhappily. Oh. Then I'll go to the 4th round first. Go, good luck. Wang Xintong then ran off. Damn it, damn it, damn it. Lin Xian was also embarrassed. He bumped into 2 girlfriends while chatting with Morong-yu. However, Lin Xian was very touched. They were actually giving face to Lin Xian. What was a man most afraid of when looking for a girlfriend? Girlfriends not giving face. According to what you said, can I really cultivate to the 5th heavens? Morong-yu heard Lin Xian's words and felt that it made sense. However, she was also a little doubtful. Anyway, she had never thought about it this way. And, you've been stuck at the 5th heavens for 5 years. If you're ready, you can try it tonight. Who knows, you might reach the 5th heavens tomorrow. Okay, thank you. Morong-yu said gratefully. She never thought that coming to the martial arts academy would give her such a reward. However, no matter what, she would try it first and see if it was useful. They arrived at the location of the 4th round. It didn't seem to be the location of the 4th round. It should be a gathering place. There were already more than 1,000 people gathered here. There were about 30,000 examinees today. In the 4th round, there would be about 10,000 examinees. As for how many would pass, that would depend on the difficulty of the 4th round. However, it was estimated that there would be about 20,000 examinees after the end of the enrollment. The quality of these 20,000 examinees was really high. There were so many geniuses who were selected to be the cream of the crop. Su Zhiming and the others were very surprised when they saw Lin Xian walk out. Lin Xian being able to pass the 3rd round was actually within their expectations. Although they didn't want to admit it, this Lin Xian was indeed something. After all, he really did lose to Lin Xian at that time. However, why was this Lin Xian chatting with Morong-yu? Although Su Zhiming didn't know what her name was or what her identity was, she was so beautiful. Moreover, he had personally tried to hit on her but failed. How did this Lin Xian do it? They were chatting. Thinking about it, he only said one sentence, and she just nodded and walked away. She didn't even bother to say a word to him. Then why was she chatting with this Lin Xian non-stop? F***ck your mother. Why exactly? Young Master Su, it seems that it will be difficult for you to get this beautiful girl. Qin Ming said with a smile. It doesn't matter if I can get her or not. There's still Ling Ying and Han Chushue. Other than them, there's definitely no lack of beautiful girls. However, what I don't understand is, how can this Lin Xian chat with her so freely? Qin Ming shook his head. I don't really understand either. Just from the few sentences that young Master Su said to her, I can see that this person is very difficult to communicate with. Let's go and take a look. Su Zhiming really wanted to know how this Lin Xian did it. The fact that he was able to get Xiao Runing proved that he was indeed something. Could it be that he had some special characteristics that attracted girls? He didn't understand, so he wanted to take a look. Young Master Lin, congratulations on advancing to the 4th round. Su Jiming walked over with a smile and said to Lin Xian. It seemed like he was talking to Lin Xian, but in reality, it was similar to checking on him. Then there's nothing to congratulate. Young Master Su is even more amazing. He directly decided that he didn't even need to take the 4th round. I admire. Lin Xian said with a smile. Hee, that's nothing. Young Master Lin, do you know this young lady? Su Jiming smiled and asked. His gaze then shifted to Morong Yu. This woman was really beautiful. Blue hair, blue eyes, fair skin, beautiful features, and a good temperament. This kind of girl would definitely feel better than other girls of the same level. I know her. Didn't we just meet? Why? Young Master Su also knows her? Lin Xian asked. Hee, I want to know her, but she doesn't want to know me. Su Jiming said with a helpless smile. Lin Xian patted Su Jiming's shoulder and said, maybe it's a matter of charm. Su Jiming, what do you think? Lin Xian smiled and asked Morong Yu. Morong Yu. Chapter 953. Morong Yu didn't answer. She glanced at Lin Xian and then silently looked into the distance. Lin Xian felt awkward. This girl didn't give him any face at all. So cold. They were just talking about the 1,000-ceiling ice pupils earlier. They felt like they were friends. Now, you're ignoring me. Wow. This woman needs to be taught a lesson. Ha. Lin Xian laughed awkwardly and then said, she has ulcers in her mouth and it hurts to talk, so she stopped talking. Su Jiming, F*CK, a law realm and domain realm expert with ulcers? Morong Yu felt helpless when she heard Lin Xian's words. Ha, it's good. Su Jiming began to chat awkwardly with Lin Xian. Good? It's good that she has ulcers in her mouth? Young Master Su, no wonder you can't find a girlfriend. Lin Xian secretly shook his head. I'm saying it's good that you two know each other. Su Jiming said with a dark expression. Oh, I see. Ha, you guys chat. Isn't the 4th round of the assessment coming soon? I hope you two pass. Thank you, young Master Su. Then, Su Jiming walked away with a dark expression. Lin Xian. Wang Xintong walked over and stood obediently beside Lin Xian. How long did it take? Lin Xian asked with a smile. 1 minute and 20 seconds. I told you could do it. Wang Xintong smiled embarrassedly. She lacked confidence and felt inferior. Lin Xian knew that, so Lin Xian would guide her and make her slowly believe in herself. Her strength was there, and she cultivated desperately to improve herself. What she lacked was confidence. Morong Yu heard Lin Xian talking to a girl. She turned around and saw a very young and beautiful girl. Wang Xintong saw Morong Yu and was stunned. Wang Xintong was very beautiful, but when she saw Morong Yu, Ling Ying, and Han Chuxue in front of her, she felt that there was a big gap between her and them. She felt inferior and lacked confidence. This is Morong Yu. Lin Xian introduced her. Hello, my name is Wang Xintong. Wang Xintong said with her head slightly lowered as she reached out her hand nervously. Morong Yu extended his hand and shook her hand. Hello. Wang Xintong then let go of her hand without saying a word. Lin Xian put his arm around her shoulder and said, You're too unconfident. Morong Yu was slightly surprised to see Lin Xian hugging Wang Xintong like this. Were they boyfriend and girlfriend? They were a good match. Wang Xintong pouted. She didn't know how to answer Lin Xian. I have to help you practice in the future. You're so outstanding. There's no need to be unconfident, okay? I know. Wang Xintong whispered. Her face was red. After all, in front of so many people, Lin Xian hugged her shoulder. She was really shy. In the eyes of others, this scene was really unpleasant. Wang Xintong was really beautiful. In a few years, she would be even more beautiful when she matured a little. Lu Yufan and Yi Yi were the same. Wang Xintong naturally attracted a lot of attention. At the same time, there was also Murong Yu beside Lin Xian. So, one could imagine how much attention they attracted. However, Murong Yu's temperament was too unapproachable. So, no one had the confidence to strike up a conversation with her, even if the people here were all geniuses. At this time, an instructor came over. Everyone, you can find a place to rest or visit the martial arts academy. In the front yard of the martial arts academy, except for some instructors' living quarters, you can visit the other places. After everyone finishes the first 3 rounds of assessment, we'll start the 4th round. It's estimated that it'll take 3 hours. Make good use of your time and gather here in 3 hours. Okay. Lin Xian had already guessed that the 4th round of assessment wouldn't be simple. In the first 3 rounds, around 10,000 out of 30,000 people could be eliminated. The main reason was that more people were eliminated in the 3rd round. In fact, although the 3rd round seemed difficult, one had to know that the people here were all geniuses. They were all born in rich families. Fighting across ranks, with a 2-minute time limit, was indeed difficult. But don't forget, they were all born with powerful martial arts skills. Although there might be very few Heaven Stage Masters, because Heaven Stage Masters were really rare, there were many Earth Stage Masters who were invincible. With such skills, it was easy to defeat opponents across ranks, so the 3rd round of assessment didn't eliminate too many people. In the end, only 20,000 out of 30,000 people would be left before the 4th round of assessment. Only 20,000 people were recruited, so this batch might only have 3,000 to 4,000 people who could pass the 4th round of assessment. This 4th round would definitely be the cruelest. And the words of the instructor just now also revealed one point, which was that the 4th round of assessment would definitely be carried out by all the students who passed the first 3 rounds. As for what they would do, no one knew. Perhaps even the instructor didn't know. Lin Xian brought Wang Xintong around the martial arts academy. The instructor just now said that the martial arts academy is in the front yard. We should be in the front yard, right? Wang Xintong asked. Lin Xian shook his head. I don't know. Let's walk around first. How about we go get something to eat? Okay. Wang Xintong nodded. The martial arts academy naturally had a place to eat, which was the cafeteria. However, this wasn't a cafeteria in the ordinary sense. Here, you might see a lot of things that you wouldn't normally see, including the meat of some demonic beasts. Some demonic beasts were of higher ranks. Their meat contained spiritual energy, and eating it could quickly restore one's spiritual energy. However, most of the demonic beast's meat was extremely unpalatable. There weren't many people in the cafeteria. Everyone was at least at the 5-star law realm, so it wasn't easy for them to get hungry. Moreover, for most people, it was more important to familiarize themselves with the martial arts academy rather than eat in the cafeteria. When they arrived at the cafeteria, because there really weren't many people, Lin Xian immediately saw 2 figures who had just walked into a private room. They were Ling Ying and Han Chuxue. That's right, there were private rooms in the cafeteria other than the main hall. The private rooms were the same as the ones outside. They didn't cost anything. If you came early, you could go to a private room. Let's go and see what delicious food little Ling Ying and the others made. Lin Xian brought Wang Xintong and quietly entered the private room. Ling Ying and Han Chuxue were still very curious. They were eating alone in the private room, so why would someone come in? They took a look and saw that it was Lin Xian. It smells so good. Let's eat, let's eat. Lin Xian walked in with Wang Xintong. Yo, young Master Lin, aren't you going to accompany the new big sister? Ling Ying said sourly. What new big sister? Little Ling Ying, did you misunderstand something about me again? Lin Xian sat next to her and said. What about Murong Yu? Ling Ying asked. Do you know her? Lin Xian was stunned. Ling Ying nodded. What's wrong? Weren't you chatting happily with her? Chapter 954. Lin Xian rubbed the tip of his nose. The conversation wasn't that exciting. You couldn't have a good conversation with that type of girl. We really didn't talk much. I just happened to know a bit about something she cultivates, so I gave her some advice. You gave her advice? Lin Xian nodded. Yeah, she even accepted it humbly. Bullshit. Do you know how many people in this world are qualified to give her advice? Just the knowledge in her head is more than many old people who have lived for more than 100 years. Lin Xian was curious after hearing Ling Ying's words. So awesome. Who is she? Really? Nonsense. You don't know? Lin Xian shook his head. What the hell would I know? I really didn't talk to her. Oh. Nothing, it really was nothing. Ling Ying believed it too. But this bastard must be thinking of something. Otherwise, why would he chat with her? He must be thinking of something. However, Lin Xian was really curious. Did this Murong you have a special identity? Otherwise, Ling Ying wouldn't praise her like this. Ling Ying then said, her father is the head of the holy shrine. Lin Xian, really? Why would I lie to you? Her father is the current head of the holy shrine. The holy shrine was founded by the Murong family. Although it serves the people of the entire continent, her father currently has the highest authority and command of the holy shrine. She is the daughter of the head of the holy shrine, the only child. Damn! Lin Xian couldn't help but exclaim. F***CKU. So awesome. With this identity, how many young people on the continent could compare to her? That's not all. Do you know how many attributes she has? Ling Ying asked. 3. 4. Lin Xian. He was awesome because of the existence of the system. But she was born with 4 attributes. She was really a monster. She has the attributes of time and space. Lin Xian. F***CK. He was indeed a monster. Time and space were all on him. F***CK. Lin Xian had it too, but it was brought to him by the system. Wait a minute. Could it be that this girl also has a system? Lin Xian thought inexplicably. After all, he had a special system. That was indeed special, but it did not mean that he was the only one in the entire world who had it. But that might not be the case. Monsters really existed. So, in terms of overall strength, she should be the most outstanding person in the martial arts academy. The possibility of anyone surpassing her is almost zero, but it's not impossible. After all, there is always someone better than a genius. Maybe there is someone on the same level as her, Ling Ying said. Yes, they were envious. But how could they be envious of something like this? They just had to work hard to improve themselves. In Lin Xian's opinion, since she had the 4 attributes of time and space, plus the 1,000 ice pupils, she was basically the strongest student in the academy. It was really hard to find someone more monstrous than her. If she didn't have the 1,000 ceiling ice pupils, she might not have been able to do so. However, with the 1,000 ceiling ice pupils, even if there were people with 4 different attributes, even if there were people with the time and space attributes, without the 1,000 ceiling ice pupils, it would be very difficult to fight against her. However, this was not the only face of the world. Could it be that the 3 major forces were really the strongest? Was there another face of the 3 major forces that they did not know about? Perhaps only a few people knew about it. Lin Xian did not know. But this system really knew how to pick people. That's amazing. Lin Xian praised. Amazing, right? Then why are you teaching her? Ling Ying rolled his eyes. Hee. Lin Xian scratched his head helplessly. I just didn't expect her to come to the martial arts academy. This is actually what we should admire about her. Compared to her, we are really weak. Ling Ying said. You can't say that. Is it amazing to have more attributes? Having the 2 top attributes of time and space is heaven-defying? That's not absolute. Take little Ling Ying for example. With your dark attribute, how many people can you find in the entire continent with the highest purity? Isn't that right? When you improve yourself step by step and become stronger, even her 4 main attributes might not be able to defeat you. Lin Xian. That's the theory, but I haven't even reached the domain realm. What's there to compete with? Ling Ying rolled his eyes. It was all Lin Xian's fault. Previously, he played with her all day long, causing her to not want to go to the beast domain anymore. In addition, after the incident in Tianhua City, the area around Lin and City was not peaceful. They did not dare to go out for training in a short period of time. Their realm was indeed delayed by a lot. That's why I have to work harder. Don't talk about me. You're only a 5-star law realm cultivator. Can't you focus on improving your realm? All you know is to flirt with this young lady all day long. Ling Ying said unhappily. Lin Xian nodded. Yes, improve. I definitely have to improve. I'll work hard to improve my realm during this period of time. I'll reach the domain realm first. After all, this realm is too important. That's right. Although the system could improve Lin Xian, his own realm was also very important. Now, Lin Xian should focus on this. Let's eat. I'm hungry. At this moment, Morong Yu came to a cultivation room. With her status, it was naturally not a problem for her to get a room in the martial arts academy. Of course, not many people in the martial arts academy knew her. Anyone who knew her identity could come and visit this room. However, she invited a mentor to communicate with her and said that she wanted to cultivate, so she asked her to help look after her. This was a small matter. No matter who it was, such a small request was naturally not a problem. In the room, Morong Yu locked the door and took off her jacket. After taking off her jacket, she also took off the white turtleneck sweater inside. She was only left with her underwear. If Lin Xian was here, he would probably have a nosebleed. What a good figure. Although every girl was good, she was still a new girl. New girls were very tempting to men. Otherwise, why would there be the saying, a home flower is not as fragrant as a wild flower? The cultivation method of the Thousand Ceiling Ice Pupil's fifth firmament was a qualitative leap. Because it was very important, she had not found the method in 5 years. Lin Xian told her that the cultivation method of the Thousand Ceiling Ice Pupil's fifth firmament was actually very simple. Although it was simple, it was very difficult to think of it without guidance. It was also very difficult to dare to do it. That was, to release the cold energy. Not only would the cold energy flow through the meridians, but it would also fill the bones, blood, flesh, and every part of the body. Then, use the power of the Thousand Ceiling Ice Pupils to circulate continuously. Once the body had adapted to it, the fifth layer of the Thousand Ceiling Ice Pupils would be initiated. The next step was a very dangerous step, which was to absorb all the cold energy into the Thousand Ceiling Ice Pupils. Chapter 955. The fifth heaven of the Thousand Ceiling Ice Pupils was a qualitative leap. If a person had the Thousand Ceiling Ice Pupils, then that person must have the power of frost, which was the ice attribute. The fifth heaven was to let the Thousand Ceiling Ice Pupils control all the power of frost. In a normal battle, releasing the power of frost was the power of one's own attribute. One's spiritual power was released from one's body. If one wanted to reach the fifth heaven of the Thousand Ceiling Ice Pupils, then one had to let the Thousand Ceiling Ice Pupils control all the power of frost. If one wanted to release the power of frost from one's body, the first step was to use the Thousand Ceiling Ice Pupils as the source to release the power of frost throughout one's body. Simply put, if one wanted to reach the fifth heaven of the Thousand Ceiling Ice Pupils, then from now on, the power of frost would be channeled through the Thousand Ceiling Ice Pupils to the body. The body would then release the power of frost, and the pupils of the Thousand Ceiling Ice Pupils would be the source of all the power of frost, not the Dantian. To be honest, Morong Yu would never have thought of this in her entire life. However, Lin Xian had told her this. At first, she was skeptical, but after thinking about it, she felt that it was feasible. It was dangerous, but it made sense. It wasn't nonsense, so she was willing to give it a try. Actually, the better choice was to first communicate with her family and powerful experts and ask for their opinions. However, Morong Yu felt that it was feasible. She didn't think it was necessary. Did she believe Lin Xian? Naturally, she didn't believe him completely. Part of the reason why she was willing to give it a try was because she felt that Lin Xian's words made sense. The surrounding power of frost was piercing. Murong Yu was paying attention to the meridians under her skin. Her meridians were getting clearer and clearer. Lines appeared on her fair arms. Of course, this was a very normal phenomenon. Time slowly passed. What's going on with this building? Many people saw an abnormal scene. The entire huge building was sealed in ice at this moment. The cold was so strong that the students did not dare to approach it. Some teachers also gathered outside the building. The people inside the building had already been evacuated. Teacher Chen, what's going on? Well, a student is cultivating inside. It looks like he's about to have a big breakthrough. A breakthrough in the power of frost? This is too exaggerated. What kind of frost power is this? They also shook their heads. He had come into contact with too many people who cultivated cold force. As long as you were of the ice attribute, you would basically cultivate cold force. However, he had never seen a person who could break through to this realm and erupt with such cold force. At this moment, Lin Xian and Wang Xintong happened to pass by and saw this scene. Murong Yu couldn't have been cultivating here, could he? Lin Xian touched the tip of his nose. Ling Ying and Han Chuxue didn't like to go out with Lin Xian. Although it was said that they didn't like Lin Xian, it was actually just that they didn't want to bring trouble to Lin Xian. They just wanted Lin Xian to keep a low profile. If the two of them kept walking with Lin Xian, chatting and laughing intimately, to be honest, if these people saw them, then Lin Xian would definitely be noticed again. Although Lin Xian and Murong Yu seemed to have a good relationship now, it was indeed just seemed. Moreover, the young masters of several families in Tiandu were here. Now that Lin Xian's relationship with the Ling family and the Han family had not been exposed, they didn't want to be exposed. If that happened, it would be over. The two young ladies of the Ling family and the Han family were Lin Xian's girlfriends. If this news were to spread, it would definitely be over. Not only would there be countless public opinions, but their own families would probably forcefully take them back. Therefore, this choice was not wrong. However, now that Lin Xian had Wang Xintong with him, he had already received a lot of attention. Moreover, he was chatting and laughing with Murong Yu before, but how should he put it? Not many people saw it. Lin Xian's gaze was fixed on the building. Although he couldn't see the situation inside, he could feel the power. It should be done. Lin Xian muttered to himself. What's done? Wang Xintong asked doubtfully. She's cultivating something. I didn't expect this woman to be so monstrous. Originally, I thought that even if she knew the method, it would take some time. Now, it seems that it might be done in a few hours. Lin Xian praised. Oh! At this time, Lin Xian's gaze caught a familiar face, Xiao Xinue. Xiao Xinue seemed to feel Lin Xian's gaze and also turned her head to look. When she saw Lin Xian, she quickly turned her head back. Her gaze was fixed on the building, and after a few glances, she walked away. Now, she couldn't have too much contact with this Lin Xian, otherwise, she would definitely be bullied to death by him. She still owed Lin Xian 6 conditions. She didn't want to meet Lin Xian at this time, and then Lin Xian might make her do something. Why does this chick look like she's afraid of me? Lin Xian couldn't help but laugh. More and more people gathered here, and each of them was asking what was going on, and what was going on. After a while, a burst of cold energy erupted, and everyone hurriedly retreated. In the next moment, the cold energy dissipated, and the frozen building also melted, and water kept dripping from the building. Looks like it's done. Lin Xian muttered to himself. In the room, Murong Yu opened her beautiful eyes. Those beautiful blue eyes flashed with a trace of light, and then she revealed a pleasantly surprised expression. 5th layer of heaven. There was a qualitative change. It was really right. Murong Yu was pleasantly surprised. She never thought that the cultivation method of the 5th layer of 1,000 ice pupils would be found here. After she successfully reached the 5th layer of heaven, she had already firmly believed in Lin Xian. What he said was true. It was absolutely true. Murong Yu put on her clothes and couldn't wait to walk out of the building. As soon as she walked out, she saw so many people gathered in front of the building. Morongyu was slightly stunned, and her originally smiling and excited expression immediately returned to her cold expression. Damn! So beautiful! F***ck. Goddess, who is she? Please contact me. Blue hair, blue eyes, white skin, beautiful appearance, and temperament, damn. I love it! Most of the people here had never seen Morongyu before, and this was their first time seeing her. Seeing her coming out of the building, it was normal for them to be stunned. Morongyu's beautiful eyes swept through the crowd, and then she saw Lin Xian at the back, and then she walked towards Lin Xian's direction. Those people in Morongyu's direction were all very excited. The goddess is here, the goddess is here. However, Morongyu walked past them and walked to the back. Thank you, I've reached the 5th layer of heaven. Morongyu looked at Lin Xian gratefully and said. She was really grateful to Lin Xian from the bottom of her heart. 5 years of trouble, and Lin Xian said it out loud. How could she not be grateful? Everyone's eyes looked at Lin Xian. Chapter 956. Not far away, Ling Ying and Han Chuxue were standing on the rooftop of a building, enjoying the breeze. They could also see the situation below. It seems that someone is destined to not be able to keep a low profile. Ling Ying said helplessly. Yes, Morongyu appeared in front of so many people today, and she just happened to walk toward Lin Xian in front of so many people and talk to Lin Xian. This was enough to make those men pay special attention to Lin Xian. Ling Ying and Han Chuxue had deliberately not appeared on the same stage as Lin Xian, and now there was Morongyu. Moreover, there was also Wang Xintong beside Lin Xian. In this martial arts academy, there must be more men than women. About 7-3, with men making up 7. In fact, it was not that there were fewer female geniuses than male geniuses, but that more females were not as competitive. There were basically 3 types of people who came to the martial arts academy. The first type wanted to really improve themselves here. The second type wanted to be incomparably strong and wanted to compete with others. They were all geniuses, but they were still better than them. The last type came to show off. They came to show off their powerful identities, only to find that there were many more people here who were more powerful than them. Among these 3, how much do you think women accounted for? 30% was really enough. But the good news was that there were really many beautiful girls in this martial arts academy. They were not only beautiful, but also goddesses who could make the birds alight and the geese fall from the sky. But now, these goddesses actually had friends of the opposite sex, and she could even talk to him in front of so many people. Damn it! Congratulations! Lin Xian smiled and said, Thank you very much. I'll treat you to a meal after the exam. Morongyu said, You're not planning to treat me to a meal to repay me, are you? Aren't you too stingy? No. Morongyu shook her head and said, Repayment is repayment. It doesn't conflict with treating you to a meal. Okay. Then they walked away while chatting. Everyone was dumbfounded. How do I fix this 6th heaven? Morongyu asked expectantly. Lin Xian glanced at her. Her favorable impression of him had reached 10. Big sister. I've already done so much, but your favorability is only 10? What the F***ck? Chase. Lin Xian wanted to cry. However, it really depended on the person. It was really difficult to raise the favorability of this kind of girl. 6th heavenly layer. 6th heavenly layer is very difficult. Lin Xian said. Morongyu looked at Lin Xian. Wang Xintong, who was beside them, scratched her head in confusion. What were they talking about? What 5th layer of heaven? What 6th layer of heaven? For the 6th layer of heaven, you need to find a man with a pure yang body to dual cultivate with. Morongyu. Seeing Morongyu's expression, Lin Xian laughed. You must be joking. It's not to the extent of dual cultivation. We're just cultivating together. What do you mean? Morongyu asked. If the 5th layer of heaven is a qualitative change in your frost energy and thousand sealing ice pupils, Then the sixth layer of heaven is to use fire to strengthen ice. Fire to strengthen ice. Morong Yu frowned. Lin Xian nodded. Yes. Of course, it's not the traditional use of fire to strengthen ice. This person must have a pure yang body. What's a pure yang body? Morong Yu had never heard of it before. She had only heard of the extreme yin body. Could it be that the pure yang body and the extreme yin body were two different opposites? To put it simply, this person's fire attribute must reach 100% purity. At the same time, his body constitution is called the pure yang body. The fire attribute energy released by him must be extremely strong. Lin Xian. Morong Yu pondered for a moment. In her memory, there wasn't even a person with a fire attribute purity of 100%, let alone a pure yang body. In theory, it was possible to reach 100% purity. However, there was basically no one who could reach it. At most, it could reach 99% purity. It was impossible to reach 100% purity. However, because Lin Xian's cultivation method of the fifth layer of heaven was correct, she now firmly believed in Lin Xian. Do you know such a person? Morong Yu asked. You're very lucky. I just happen to have it. Morong Yu. Then, Lin Xian stretched out his hand and condensed a flame. This directly told Morong Yu that he had the fire attribute. However, the pure yang body and 100% fire attribute purity were all made up by Lin Xian. In fact, as long as one had the fire attribute, it would be fine. There weren't many people in the world who met this requirement. It was just that Lin Xian said this to show that he was unique and that he was her only choice. Then, when the time came, wouldn't she be able to take advantage of him with a few words? Morong Yu. Was there such a coincidence? Was her luck really too good? Then, don't be anxious. You just advanced to the fifth layer of heaven. You have to slowly consolidate it. I know. Thank you. Lin Xian smiled. You're welcome. When the time comes, I'll repay you. What do you want? Lin Xian rubbed his chin. This girl couldn't say things like, I want you. I haven't thought about it yet. If I do, we'll talk about it later. Morong Yu nodded slightly. Xiao Yu. At this moment, a voice came from behind. Lin Xian and the rest turned around to look. An extremely handsome man smiled and jogged in front of them. F***CK. Why are all the men more handsome than me? Lin Xian thought unhappily. Actually, Lin Xian wasn't too handsome, but he was good-looking. And this kind of person, he was really handsome. Therefore, Lin Xian really felt that this world wasn't a world that looked at looks. No, it couldn't be said that. 4 outstanding girls, especially those who had self-respect, they didn't necessarily have to be handsome when choosing a partner. It was all about fate and feelings. Look, which girl around Lin Xian wasn't beautiful and outstanding? Weren't they dead set on Lin Xian? And wasn't Lin Xian very handsome? He was just good-looking. But for men, in the eyes of men, there was only one thing about girls: looks. When a girl was good-looking, they would have the intention to get close to her, and then something would happen. If she wasn't good-looking, getting close to her wouldn't even exist, let alone anything happening. Therefore, it was right to say that this was a world that looked at looks. For men, it was definitely a world that looked at looks. But for Lin Xian, looks were indeed very important. Who didn't like beautiful girls? But they had to have a good heart. Which girl around Lin Xian didn't have a good heart? For Lin Xian, looks were the prerequisite for him to get close to her. After she had good looks, Lin Xian would accept her. Morong Yu saw him and nodded slightly, saying, Brother Zhenjie. Lin Xian. Oh, this man was Morong Yu's brother? Biological brother? No, Ling Ying said that the Morong family only had one daughter, and that was Morong Yu. Chapter 957. Morong Yu then said to Lin Xian, This is my cousin, O Zhenjie. Nodding her head, she then extended her hand to O Zhenjie. Hello, cousin. O Zhenjie. What does this person mean? He is Morong Yu's cousin, but what kind of cousin are you calling? Do you think that you are Morong Yu's boyfriend? If you are Morong Yu's boyfriend, then there is nothing wrong with calling him cousin. Moreover, he also likes Morong Yu. He has liked Morong Yu for a long time. Although he is her cousin, their blood relationship is quite distant, and they can love each other. However, this Morong Yu really doesn't like any man. Oh Zhanjie and Morong Yu have known each other for 15 or 16 years, and they have known each other since childhood. They can be considered as childhood sweethearts, but there is no relationship between them. At most, compared to other men, he can get closer to Morong Yu, that's all. However, in all these years, he had never seen Morong Yu get along well with anyone of the opposite sex. In fact, he didn't even know if Morong Yu had any friends of the opposite sex. This was actually a good thing. The pavilion closest to Morong Yu enjoyed the moonlight first. Perhaps he would be the one who would have the easiest time wooing Morong Yu. However, today, he saw Morong Yu talking with a stranger of the opposite sex. This is not the first time. It is this Lin Xian, he has already noticed. This time, although it seems that he came to greet Morong Yu, in fact, he wants to see what kind of person this Lin Xian is. He, O Zhenjie, also comes from a rich family. Although the O family is not one of the so-called 8 great families in Tiandu, it is a family that is above the 8 great families. In other words, the 8 great families are T3 level families, but his O family is T2 level family, and T1 level family is the 3 major forces, very strong. Of course, it is also because of the close relationship with Morong Yu. In any case, in the mainland, it is difficult to find many people who can compare with O Zhenjie in terms of status. Before this, he'd been extremely arrogant. In his eyes, the only person who could compare to him was Morong Yu. Even after coming to the Martial God Academy, this view of his hadn't changed. Although he'd seen many heaven-defying geniuses, he still felt that there was a gap between him and them. O Zhenjie smiled and shook Lin Xian's hand, and then said, "Hello." O Zhenjie then smiled and said, "This is the first time I see Morong Yu have contact with the opposite sex. Are you Morong Yu's friend?" Lin Xianran looked at Morong Yu and asked, "Does that count?" Morong Yu, "Yes." Morong Yu nodded. Morong Yu really does not have many friends. Not to mention the opposite sex, even the same sex is very rare. However, Lin Xian has helped her a lot. Morong Yu is grateful to Lin Xian from the bottom of her heart. She also hopes to be friends with him. Of course, it is only an ordinary friend. He, very good, very good. O Zhenjie then looked at Morong Yu and said, "Morong Yu, what happened just now?" "I just had a breakthrough in my cultivation." "It is nothing. So that's how it is. Let's go eat something together?" O Zhenjie asked. "No need, I still have some things to discuss with Lin Xian. Cousin, you go first." Since Morong Yu said so, O Zhenjie naturally cannot say anything. He nodded and then walked away. As soon as he turned around, his eyes flashed with a trace of coldness. Putting aside the fact that Lin Xian and Morong Yu had a close relationship, even if Lin Xian said so, O Zhenjie would not believe him. However, since Lin Xian is Morong Yu's opposite-sex friend, O Zhenjie is destined to take Lin Xian seriously. As for what he wants to do with Morong Yu, he can only think about it in the future. "He likes you?" Lin Xian asked. "I don't know." Morong Yu answered indifferently. Can relatives like each other?" Wang Xintong asked doubtfully. "Stupid, it is fine as long as it is more than 3 generations. Wang Xintong suddenly understood. Her pretty face blushed slightly. How could she forget this? "Miss, add me on WeChat?" Lin Xian took out his phone and waved it around with a smile. Morong Yu nodded slightly. Then, she scanned Lin Xian's QR code and added him as a friend. Morong Yu's WeChat profile picture was a very cute cartoon profile picture. In fact, it was obvious that she has a child's heart deep in her heart. Yes, she is old. No matter how cold and mature she is not an old woman after all. Wang Xintong is used to Lin Xian's behavior. She does not care about anything. As long as Lin Xian remembers her and treats her well, she does not care what Lin Xian does. Oh, we have a mutual friend, Lin Xian said. Morong Yu was also surprised. How could they have a mutual friend? Then, Morong Yu leaned closer to Lin Xian to take a look. Then, she took out her phone and looked at it. Who is your mutual friend? Let's look through the friend list and see which profile picture is the same. I'm very curious. Who can be our mutual friend? Lin Xian was really very curious. Ling Ying? Han Chushue? That can't be. They know each other, but they are not friends. They just know each other. In Morong Yu's eyes, they are opponents that she needs to care about. In Ling Ying and Han Chushue's eyes, Morong Yu is the same. To be able to enter Morong Yu's eyes and be treated as opponents, it is indeed proof of their excellence. Ling Ying and Han Chushue are originally excellent, but because of that bastard Lin Xian, they went to the beast domain less. Otherwise, they would have been in the domain realm by now. You're not going to look? Lin Xian looked at Morong Yu curiously. No need. Ha! Lin Xian looked. Dad, Mom, Big Uncle, Second Uncle, Big Aunt. That's right. This is Morong Yu's friend list. There are only about 10 people, and they are all family members. Then, there is a cousin's name. It is probably O Zhenjie. Lin Xian's mouth twitched. Amazing. Does this person really have no friends? No wonder he doesn't need to look. However, Lin Xian doesn't have many friends. Then, Lin Xian looked and looked at Morong Yu's phone. Finally, he found their mutual friend. Morong Qing. To be honest, although they are both called Morong, Lin Xian really didn't think that there is any relationship between them. But now, Morong Yu naturally saw it too. Lin Xian's note for Morong Qing, 8 wives. It is Wang Xintong's first time looking at Lin Xian's phone. It doesn't matter if she doesn't look, but once she does, little fairy, then first wife, second wife, third wife, all the way until there are more than 10 wives. Amazing. She is also noted as one of them. Of course, Lin Xian's notes are basically known by those girls. Some didn't think much about it, and some were too lazy to think about it. Anyway, he can't really have more than 10 wives, right? That's right, Morong Yu is also attracted by Lin Xian's note. Of course, she doesn't really think that these are Lin Xian's real wives. They are probably just for fun. However, Chapter 958. Morong Qing was his 8th wife. First wife and second wife were actually meaningless. They were just randomly arranged. Looking at the friend list, whoever was first would be the first wife. They were just arranged in order. However, Lin Xian did not dare to list Lin Ye as one of his wives. Because in the eyes of the other girls, she was Lin Xian's sister. If he listed her as one of his wives, they would have guesses. Lin Xian glanced at Morong Qing's name. Aunt. Lin Xian. That's right. Dumbfounded. Morong Qing is your aunt? Lin Xian asked. Morong Yu nodded. What kind of aunt? My father's sister. By blood. Yes, by blood. Lin Xian. F*ck. Morong Qing was the sister of the master of the holy sanctum. F*ck. Wasn't this person too low-key? Then why did you list my aunt as this? Morong Yu asked, puzzled. Lin Xian did not know how to answer. My family is urging my aunt to find a boyfriend. During the New Year, my aunt said that she would not go home after spending the New Year at her boyfriend's house, Morong Yu said. Lin Xian. Don't misunderstand. I'm just used to listing the girls in my friend list like this. Lin Xian smiled and explained. Morong Yu was one of the missions. He could not say that he had a girlfriend or something like that. He also could not tell her that he wanted to court her aunt and be her uncle. F*ck. Morong Yu nodded. Then I'll list you like this too. Morong Yu. She was indifferent to all of this. You can list me as you like. That's your freedom. All right, 14th wife. Murong knew. Then, they went to the gathering place because it was about time for the 4th round of the examination. What really surprised Lin Xian was that Murong Qing actually had such an amazing identity. However, the Murong family was really powerful. Murong Qing's time attribute, Murong Yu's 4 attributes, and the others were probably also very powerful. This kind of thing was predestined at birth, which also meant that the ancestors of the Murong family were very powerful, and they definitely had some kind of time attribute. Simply put, it was a matter of bloodline. Otherwise, at most, there would only be 1 or 2 powerful people. However, if your direct bloodline was powerful, then it was a matter of bloodline. But then again, if the ancestors of the Murong family were not powerful, they would not have been able to create such a colossus like the temple. About half an hour later, all the people who had passed had gathered here, waiting for the 4th round of the examination to begin. Just as Lin Xian had expected, there were about 20,000 people who had entered the 4th round. At this time, Luo Xiu walked over again. Murong Qing and Xiao Ru Ning were also walking side by side, talking and laughing as they walked over. The 2 of them were already known as goddess mentors. From the start of the day until now, they were probably the ones who had left the deepest impression on everyone. As for Murong Yu, not many people had seen her before. Everyone quiet down, Luo Xiu said. Everyone looked at him one after another. First of all, congratulations to all of you for passing the first 3 rounds of assessment. In fact, the difficulty of the first 3 rounds of assessment isn't too high, as can be seen from the number of people who advanced to the next round. However, don't be too happy too early. Luo Xiu paused and continued. This time, the Martial Arts Academy's enrollment is estimated to be around 20,000 people, and the enrollment will last for half a month. Every day, there will be tens of thousands of people participating in the examination. In half a month, the total number of candidates will be around 200,000, and 20,000 will be admitted. This admission rate is not high, but it is not low either. After all, the competition is very fierce for geniuses who came here from all over the world. As for the 21,000 of you, 11,000 people will be eliminated in the 4th round. Hiss, hearing Luo Xiu's words, everyone sucked in a breath of cold air. Only 2,000 people will be admitted when 19,000 people will be eliminated out of 21,000? Damn. That's right. We don't look at the level, we only look at the ranking. In the 4th round, only the top 2,000 will be admitted to the Martial Arts Academy. The rest will be eliminated. Of course, it doesn't matter if you are eliminated. Next year, the Martial Arts Academy will still accept new students. You will still have a chance. Lin Xian was secretly speechless. Only 2,000 people were admitted this time. It was really cruel. Some people were already regretting it. Why did they have to come today? Today must be the day with the most people in half a month, and the competition was also the most brutal. Vice President, what is the 4th round of the examination? Someone asked. The 4th round of the examination is the comprehensive strength of everyone. Everyone was confused. Next, you will be taken to the Endless Forest. Everyone looked at each other. The Endless Forest? Not many people had heard of it. Most of them were probably Chinese people who had heard of this place. The Endless Forest is one of the more famous huge monster forests in China's monster territory. The monsters there range from the weakest Qi building realm to the heavenly venerable realm and virtual realm monsters. Hiss, everyone sucked in a breath of cold air. Next, you will enter the Endless Forest for a day of training. That's right, it's similar to the last round of the Tianwu conference because we discovered this rule. This method is indeed very useful. We don't care what ability or method you use. Kill monsters, obtain monster crystals, and exchange them for points. In the end, the top 2,000 will be admitted. Don't say it's unfair. Your realms are different, your backgrounds are different, and your spiritual weapons are different. If you are really powerful, you will be able to stand out. If your realm is only a pseudo-realm, even if you are in the territory realm, you might not be able to beat someone in the law realm. Luo Xiu said. To Lin Xian, this was good news. Damn it! Finally, he could go and grind properly. That was because there were too many things that tested a martial artist in this kind of battle. If it was useless, it would not have been used in the last round of the Tianwu conference. Of course, the Endless Forest is very dangerous. The lowest realm of all of you is 5 stars of the Law Realm. You have the ability to protect yourself there, but if you are unlucky, you might encounter a powerful monster and die. We will give each of you a teleportation crystal. If you encounter danger, you can use the crystal to teleport to a safe area where the instructors are. Of course, this means that you have failed the examination, but even so, danger can still happen. Therefore, if all of you are willing to take the 4th round of the examination, come to me and sign the life and death writ. Of course, if you die, the Martial Arts Academy will give your family some compensation, but we will not be responsible for it. Now, I will give you a chance to choose. Begin. Chapter 959. The choice this time was to choose whether to enter the Endless Forest or not. If you enter, you might die there. And if you don't experience life and death, how can you become a true powerhouse? However, basically everyone had signed the life and death order. No, not basically, but everyone. Everyone was a genius and had gone through the previous 3 rounds of assessment. They had their own pride. Moreover, with the protection of the Sky Crystal, what were they worried about? This life and death order was necessary for the Martial Arts Academy because most of the people who came here were people with power and influence. If someone really died in the Endless Forest, their family could make a fuss about it. However, with the life and death order, it didn't matter much. Because they didn't force it. Follow me when we reach the Endless Forest. Lin Xian said to Wang Xintong. I want to try it alone. Wang Xintong bit her lips and looked at Lin Xian stubbornly. This? Lin Xian hesitated for a moment. He knew that Wang Xintong wanted to improve herself. She might not improve much if she followed him, but Lin Xian didn't feel at ease. But, okay. Then you have to be careful. If you encounter danger, don't try to be brave. Just use the Sky Crystal, understand? Yes. Wang Xintong nodded repeatedly. Morong Yu glanced at them from the side. Are these 2 people a couple or not? Forget it, why was she thinking about this? However, her aunt said to be careful of Lin Xian when they reached the Martial Arts Academy. He was Lin Xian, it was him. At present, there was nothing to be careful of. To say that he was a hooligan. Well, she didn't think he was a hooligan. Instead, she felt that he was quite powerful. Good, now that all of you have signed the life and death writ, none of you have chosen to give up. This is a good thing. Now, let me announce some rules. Luo Xiu swept his gaze over everyone and said, Next, you will enter the Endless Forest and undergo a day of tempering. The Endless Forest is extremely large. When the time comes, you will be given a map that clearly marks the distribution of forces within the Endless Forest. Where are the areas where large numbers of domain realm monster beasts roam? Where are the areas where large numbers of Empyrean realm monster beasts roam? Where are the safe areas? You can make your own choice. Danger and opportunity coexist. Go to the more dangerous areas and the stronger the monster beasts, and in the safe areas the monster beasts are generally weaker. Then, Luo Xiu said, Chi-building realm demonic beasts are 1 point. Soul Focus Realm Demonic Beasts are 5 points, Arcane Body Realm Demonic Beasts are 10 points, Profound Heaven Realm Demonic Beasts are 20 points, Lore Realm Demonic Beasts are 50 points, and Domain Realm Demonic Beasts are 100 points. The higher the grade of the demonic beasts killed, the more points will be awarded. Also, you will depart in an hour. The estimated time of arrival is before 12 a.m. You will enter the Endless Forest at 12 a.m. and come out before 12 a.m. the next day. The rules are the same as the last round of the Sky Martial Assembly. If you don't come out before the stipulated time, you will be eliminated. Everyone was naturally participating in the Sky Martial Assembly, so they naturally understood the rules. These are the general rules, the same as the Sky Martial Assembly. Is there anything else you want to ask? Can we form a team? Someone asked. Of course you can. However, you should also know that when you form a team, you will experience the same place. If you don't form a team, you will also experience the same place. The journey will be the same, and the number of monster beasts you will encounter will also be the same. Therefore, if the monster crystals are divided, it is possible that your team will not be able to advance. That is your choice. Luo Xiu said. Then can we snatch monster crystals from the hands of other martial artists? Yes. Everyone couldn't help but rub their hands together. Snatching monster crystals would be awesome. These are all within the scope of a martial artist's test. However, fighting for monster crystals is one thing. You are not allowed to seriously injure or kill students. Although you may be in any corner of the endless forest, the few hundred instructors of the Martial Arts Academy have some kind of method to monitor your every move at any time. If you maliciously injure or kill a student, what you will suffer will not only be the punishment of the Martial Arts Academy. Luo Xiu reminded everyone. Because in the process of fighting was unavoidable. Some people might even kill others. This was very normal and everyone understood. However, they were not allowed to kill each other. But, if we fight and the other party is clearly unable to defeat us, but still refuses to let go, then what should we do? We clearly have the ability to take the monster crystal from him, but we can't take it. Someone asked. I said, we can see your every move. If such a situation really happens, you don't need to pay attention to it. Just leave. When the test is over, report to me. I will use my divine sense to see everything that happened. If it is really like what you said, then that person's monster crystal will be counted on your head. Luo Xiu said. If that's the case, then that's excellent. Thank you, Vice President. Now, do you still have any questions? Luo Xiu glanced at everyone again. Okay, if there are no questions, then make some preparations. We will prepare to go to the endless forest. At this time, a pretty girl ran over. She was probably one of the predetermined ones. Vice President. After that girl ran over, she whispered something in Luo Xiu's ear. Luo Xiu nodded slightly. Then, his gaze swept across everyone and said, the situation has changed. This time, the fourth test map is no longer the endless forest. Everyone revealed a surprised expression. After the discussion between the Vice President and the experts of the three major forces, the test map this time has been redrawn to Tianhua City. Everyone, Lin Xian. Wow. This group of people was sneaky. Tianhua City was a city that had just been conquered. If Tianhua City was taken back by the human race now, it would not be difficult to regain its vitality. This was because many of the facilities, buildings, and so on inside were still intact. However, for a city that had been conquered for a long time, it was estimated that green vines had already crawled all over the buildings. Many things had already become dangerous buildings. The cost and time needed to regain that kind of vitality was too great. Now, it was simply killing two birds with one stone. How strong was the combat strength of these 20,000 geniuses? It was probably not inferior to a million-strong army of the three major forces, right? One had to know that the armies of the three major forces often had millions of people fighting against millions of demonic beasts, but the vast majority of them were very weak. There were chi-building realm cultivators, and there were even ordinary people. They fought with firearms, and demonic beasts of lower realms were naturally afraid of firearms. As for 20,000 martial artists of the lower realm and above, and they were all genius martial artists, they belonged to the kind that could fight across realms. Their combat strength exceeded the normal standards of those of the same realm. With 20,000 of these people gathered in Tianhua City, how many demonic beasts could they kill in Tianhua City? In fact, it was not an exaggeration to say that if the fourth round of this half-month test was held in Tianhua City, after the test, the three major forces could lead their troops and take back the dominance of Tianhua City. This was not an exaggeration. You're tuning in to the Narrate and Escape YouTube channel. Don't forget to subscribe and join us on this journey to catch the most captivating stories.